I'm Nick DeLuca. The CFP semis begin tonight at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Number 6 Ole Miss and number 10 Miami with a trip to the national championship game on the line. Coverage beginning at 7 Eastern here on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Miami 3-point favorite heading into play tonight in Phoenix. Meanwhile, former Washington QB Deont Williams' agent Doug Hendrickson ending their partnership after Williams' announcement that he'll enter the transfer portal. Citing philosophical differences, Williams announced he would enter the portal earlier this week after he signed a contract in the mid-$4 million range to return to the Huskies for the 2026 season, while Oklahoma is finalizing a deal to name former Cowboys All-Pro tight end Jason Witten as the program's next tight ends coach. In the NFL, the Dolphins are firing head coach Mike McDaniel after 4 seasons with the team. Miami finished 7-10 in 2025, their second consecutive losing season after reaching the playoffs in each of the first 2 years under McDaniel. Dolphins led the NFL in total offense 2 years ago.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman. Coming up Friday, Josh Allen versus Trevor Lawrence, Drake May versus Justin Herbert. Is the AFC about to usher in a new era of quarterback rivalries? We'll talk about it on Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right. Woo!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Decision Critical on Sierra Nursing. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Toby Tom Plate. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. LSU tight end Malachi Thomas. He'll be here in about 15 minutes. We'll talk to Brad Crawford about the BCS. No, not the BCS. The College Football Playoff. My goodness, what a deep cut that was. The College Football Playoff semifinal. That'll come up next hour. Gordon Mccernan set to join us in hour 3. Get some legal perspective on the Deont Williams situation. But let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
We actually will start with an update on as the Deont Williams world turns. So as a quick catch-up for everybody, if you're not familiar, Deont Williams is a guy who, for the last 2 years, has been a quarterback at the University of Washington, accounted for 32 touchdowns this year. He was, at one point, the apple of Lane Kiffin's eye, Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr., when he was part of the signing class of 2024. At one point, he was committed to Ole Miss, ended up flipping to Arizona with Jedd Fisch. When Jedd Fisch left for Washington, Williams went into the portal. Kiffin recruited him again, but ultimately Williams went to Washington with Jedd Fisch, where he's been now for the last 2 years. Well, last week, Williams announced that he was staying at the University of Washington instead of going into the transfer portal. As you probably know by now, signed a revenue share agreement to return to the University of Washington. And then a couple of nights ago, we learned that Williams actually intended to enter the transfer portal. Well, the University of Washington's like, oh, no. You signed your rev share agreement. We're not letting you out of this deal. They're pursuing legal action. The Big Ten is supporting the University of Washington in trying to hold Deont Williams to this contract. Well, there have been 2 pretty significant advancements in that story here on Thursday. Number one is that Doug Hendrickson has announced he is parting ways with Deont Williams. Now, if you're not familiar with that name, that's okay. Doug Hendrickson is the president of Wasserman Football. He's an agent at Wasserman, which is an agency, and they represent athletes in lots of different sports. Well, anyway, Hendrickson is the president of Wasserman Football, who was representing Deont Williams. posted on social media earlier today, I've made the decision to end my representation of Deont Williams Jr. effective immediately due to philosophical differences. Deont is an incredible talent. We wish him and his family the best for their future endeavors. Okay. I know that some people are going to read that and think that Doug Hendrickson had this sort of attack of consciousness and was all of a sudden trying to do the right ethical thing. And, we did a deal and you got to honor that deal. I'll remind you that he has done plenty of deals with coaches who had agreed to stay in place and move, namely Jedd Fisch. Oh, did I mention that? Yeah, see, Doug Hendrickson represents Washington head coach Jedd Fisch. Washington head coach Jedd Fisch, who signed a 7-year, $54 million deal a year ago when he showed up in Seattle. That averages $7.75 million. Jedd Fisch, who, as the head coach at Washington, can funnel a full roster of players at UW to Hendrickson and Wasserman football every year on a pipeline that never stops. Yeah, players like Deont Williams. Why do you think Deont Williams was being represented by Hendrickson? Because that's who represented his head coach who he trusted. So if you're Hendrickson, do you side with the one player, the one singular player who's trying to get out of his deal, or the head coach who's got a $54 million contract who's funneling you players every single year? It's pretty easy. This isn't some ethical conversation or, as Doug Hendrickson said it in the statement, philosophical differences. This is a business move by Doug Hendrickson. He's siding with his more lucrative lucrative client. I want to remind you, whenever LSU, so let's take it away from Deont Williams for a minute. When LSU was pursuing Lane Kiffin, and there were all these questions about would it be LSU or would it be Florida? Would he stay at Ole Miss? We had this conversation here where I told you over and again, CAA, who Jimmy Sexton works for, CAA wanted Lane Kiffin at LSU. Why? Because you get the LSU coach, you're more likely to get all of the LSU players to be represented by CAA. A lot of times these players are funneled to the agent of their coach. The LSU head coach has not been represented by CAA since Nick Saban. So, yeah, there were a lot of people in that ecosystem, the CAA world, by the way, who also represent Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin and Kirby Smart, that were pushing Lane to LSU. So, yeah, if you don't think agents have some discretion and influence over these decisions, you're kidding yourself. And, of course, they want to be in a position where they position themselves to make the most amount of money. So don't let this come across like Doug Hendrickson is doing the ethical thing in severing his agreement with Deont Williams and siding with Jedd Fisch. He's doing the savvy business thing. Now, the other part of this, we knew that, of course, Washington is lawyered up and they're going to pursue legal action, as we've heard that. Well, naturally, Deont Williams is going to do the same thing, as he's fully intending on leaving the University of Washington. And we now know that Deont Williams has retained the services of Darren Heitner. He tweeted, Darren Heitner did, just before noon here on Thursday, "I've been retained as legal counsel for Deont Williams Jr. We have no public comment at this time. Updates will be provided as appropriate." Now, Darren Heitner is an attorney who's based out of South Florida. He's down in Lauderdale. And it's Heitner Law Firm is where it's his law firm. He is the same attorney who represented Xavier Lucas last year in his case against Wisconsin to gain eligibility at Miami. So now, I know some people have seen this because if you read Darren Heitner's bio, he also notes in his Twitter bio that he teaches NIL at Miami Law School. So you have a guy who's in South Florida who teaches law at Miami Law, teaches NIL at Miami Law, who a year ago helped a Wisconsin player get eligible in the same situation at Miami. And when we talk about Deont Williams, I think the other two schools that have been most commonly mentioned in connection with Deont Williams, aside from LSU, are Oregon and Miami. Of course, Miami's playing in the college football playoff semifinal against Ole Miss here on Thursday. But Carson Beck is out of eligibility, and Miami a year ago had Cam Ward via the portal. I mean, they are, this year, Beck via the portal. Like, they are going portal hunting and portal shopping every year for a quarterback, and they still don't have one. So, yeah, it stands to reason that they could try to get into the mix for Deont Williams. We'll see. That's not confirmed really by Deont Williams or anyone in his camp, but it stands to reason. I think the Miami component of this is just a coincidence. This is the guy who, in this same situation a year ago, got his guy eligible. I mean, Xavier Lucas is going to play tonight in the semifinal against Ole Miss. So I think this is exactly who you would want representing you in this case if you're Deont Williams. So as this continues to develop, we'll keep an eye on it. But for LSU, your quarterback options are dwindling. DJ Lagway signed with Baylor here on Thursday. So the highest rated available quarterback in the portal is Williams, along with Dylan Raiola. After that, it's Deuce Knight, the freshman from Auburn, and then Bo Pribula, who's leaving Missouri. So you are getting into some slim pickings now in that quarterback transfer portal market if you don't land Deont Williams. So one that we will all be keeping a very, very keen eye on as this develops. All right, it's After Further Review. Our show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, the official beer of your New Orleans Saints as we start a new year. Maybe tonight you're going to be finding your favorite watering hole, favorite sports bar. You'll be watching the college football playoff semifinals. If you're doing that, make sure you drink and grab plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. Our friends over at McNeese, man, my goodness, they always have something going on. How about these weekend events coming up that are sponsored by Bud Light? The Louisiana Fur and Wildlife Festival in Cameron, Louisiana, that's coming up this weekend. You got McNeese men's basketball against Southeastern in Lake Charles. The LSU women's basketball team against Texas at the PMAC. Make sure you have plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. Okay, quick break. We'll come back. Thursday show is brought to you by Decision Critical. When we return, excited about this. We'll talk to another new Tiger. Malachi Thomas is signed on the dotted line with LSU, coming in from Pitt to play tight end. We'll talk about it next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Segan near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. We tell you every day to buy local and shop local. Hey, remember, over at Clegg's, this is the time. This is the time to make sure you just plant something. You get something in the ground. It is time to play in the dirt. It's time to get those potato plants in the ground. The potato seeds are there. And nothing tastes better than fresh from the garden vegetables and potatoes. So if you want to grow your own vegetable garden, again, those seed potatoes are there right now at Clegg's Nursery. So get out there. If you're not sure what you should be doing, easy. Just ask. Not sure what you should be planting? Just ask. But just plant something. Tons of beautiful bedding plants that love this cool weather. They also have a great selection of citrus trees. Now's the time to get them in the ground. So buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
With all the delicious chicken finger options, it was an impossible decision.
How about a box combo? Good. Now what can I get for you?
No, I want a Caniac combo with...
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Throws a pick six, and then right away, they take the two-point conversion back for 2 points. You may never see that again in football.
Here's your 4th and 6 as we hit zeros. And after calling the timeout, Malachi Thomas gets a touchdown reception.
Just out of curiosity, what was the spread in?
Malachi Thomas, that is a former Pitt tight end Malachi Thomas, who is now LSU tight end Malachi Thomas. Good enough to join us here on the show. Malachi, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for the time. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, doing awesome. Sounds like you've had a pretty busy week, man. Let's start with a pretty easy one. Why LSU?
I mean, I'm a South Georgia boy. I just love the SEC. And, I grew up watching that 2019 squad and, been in my heart ever since.
Let's go, man. You have a favorite player in that team?
Justin Jefferson, easy.
So did you love Jets on that team, or have you loved him since he's been in the NFL?
I loved him on that team.
Yeah, man. They were a lot of fun. Hey, let's talk a little bit, if we could, about your visit, because a lot of these things, we're just learning and they go so rapid fire. How long were you on campus?
I was actually there for a day.
So you're for one day, and did I understand you were expected to take multiple visits?
Yes, sir.
So why ultimately, and you ended up not taking those, right? You ended up committing to LSU and then not going on your other visits?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened here on this visit that made you say, nope, this is the spot?
Okay, so when I touched base, it took me a little minute to get there. I love the facilities, I love the tours, but when I got to talking ball with the tight end coach, Joe Cox, he was just my type of guy. They showed that they didn't get the tight end out in space, and, I thrive in space, and it was just like, yeah, I want to be here. I don't even want to go check out no other spots. Everything is nice. Everything is cool.
So you got to visit with Joe Cox. Who else did you get to visit with while you were here?
I met, of course, Coach Kiffin. I met just some of the staff boys at LSU, wide receiver coach, running back coach. Coach. Oh yeah. No, go ahead, please. Yeah. And coach, the weightlifting coach. Yeah.
Coach Savage, who's the new strength coach.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Coach Savage.
If you would tell me a little bit about your impressions of Lane Kiffin.
Coach Kiffin is a cool guy. I was playing pickleball with him he told me I was doing good. I was like, appreciate it, coach, because that was like my second time ever playing pickleball.
Where were y'all playing pickleball?
They got a little spot in Baton Rouge down the road.
Oh, you were over at Court to Table?
Say what?
That place called Court to Table?
I don't know what it's called.
Big spot with like a restaurant on one side and the pickleball courts on the other?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. All right, man. So he takes you over to Court to Table. Like, who won?
Obviously, Lane didn't win. I wasn't playing against Lane.
Wait.
But he was playing against the quarterback that ultimately ended up going to Texas Tech.
Sorsby. So he was playing against Sorsby?
Yes.
Who did you play against?
I played against the special teams coach and the quarterback coach.
All right. How did you do against him?
I think we won one game, lost the other game.
All right. I don't know, man. Y'all were playing doubles?
Yeah.
So who was your teammate?
A recruiting girl. She was very nice. She carried though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You said she carried you?
Yeah. I did that.
Oh man, I love the transparency. Hey, did you get to meet Charlie Weiss Jr., OC?
No, I did not.
Okay, he must have been at Ole Miss at that point because they've been going back and forth. You said you loved when you got down to talking ball with the coaches. What did they tell you about specifically how they would use you in this offense?
So, I'm a tight end that can do everything. So, when you put us in that offense, first off, they say they love their run game, and I love to block. So they could just like put me in hidden formations, do pop passes, just get the easy stuff when you have a tight end that can do everything. And then, like I said, they get the ball open in space, and I throw out from there. So
you said you love to block?
Yes, sir.
How long? So playing tight end, a lot of guys just like to get their hands on the ball. Has that always been a part of your game, like even back to high school? Is that something you had to learn when you got to college?
No, that's something I learned in high school. I say about 11th grade. We had got a new coaching staff, and I was trash. I was probably 200 pounds, 6'2" at the time. And he was like, "Yeah, you the new tight end," because I was playing wide receiver. You the new tight end, and they say if you want the ball, you got to block. That's been my mentality ever since.
All right. Malachi Thomas is with us, LSU tight end. You'll get him on Twitter, X at Malachi_2 Thomas. You want to give him a follow, go give him a shout out there. It's interesting because LSU's got Trey'Dez Green there in tow, but the rest of that tight end room, man, it's kind of thin. Did they talk about using multiple tight ends?
Yeah, he talked about using me and Trey'Dez, of course.
How did they talk about maybe using both of you at the same time?
We both can catch the ball, receive, block if have to. But he showed me some clips of how them just, setting up blocks with two tight ends out there to get the easy pass. We both could just block a DB, throw him out the way, or put one of us on the seam ball, route one-on-one on the backside, all that type of stuff.
Hey, so when you said they show you clips, so this is something we're all learning, right? Because this coaching staff has been here for about a month or so. So, would they show you clips of the offense they ran at Ole Miss or NFL clips? Or, what clips were they showing you?
They showed me Ole Miss clips.
Yeah. So, it's interesting to see because we're all learning, how they're going to, what's going to transition and transfer over and what, how it's going to look. So, it's really interesting. Now, there's also the situation right now where LSU's still looking for a quarterback in the portal, as you know. Did LSU not having a quarterback maybe give you any pause?
Nah, not at all. Kiffin gonna get somebody to throw that rock.
You have a preference who it is? Who you catching passes from?
I would love to play with Sam Levitt. I feel like he's just. I feel like he bring the LSU vibe.
Yeah, man. Oh, was he here the same time you were?
Nah, he got the day I left at 12, and he got there earlier that day.
Okay, all right. Hey, man, one other thing for you. You said you're about 225 right now?
Oh, no, I'm 240.
Oh, all right, because I see you're listed on the Pitt website at 6'4", 225. So you're 6'4", 240 right now?
Yes, sir.
Did they say, did Coach Savage tell you, what he wants you to play at? They want you at that size? They want you bigger, smaller? Did they tell you anything like that?
No, they didn't, but I'm hoping to play at 245.
Okay, so about where you are right now, maybe just a little bit bigger?
Yeah.
Good deal, man. What was your favorite part about being in Baton Rouge? Short visit, but what was your favorite part about being in Baton Rouge and on campus?
My favorite part, the fans. We went into like a couple restaurants, fans treated LSU like that's their team, like only team in the state, even though, they got the Saints. But everybody fans, like it's a fan town for sure. Are
you a Falcons fan?
I am. Falcons fan.
This was going so well too, Malachi. But that's all right. You're gonna be wearing the purple and gold, which is great, and we'll have to convert you to the black and gold as well while you're here. Teach you how to say who dat and all that good stuff. Maybe eventually. All right. I say we got a Lombardi. All right. The Falcons don't have one. All y'all did was blow a 28-3 lead.
Oh, that's a low blow right there.
I had to, man. I mean, I'm purple and gold, but I'm black and gold too, man.
Y'all versus the Rams, that offensive PL call. I wish y'all got that back too, right?
See, what? All right, that's fine. I deserve that, all right? If I dish it out, I got to be able to take it as well. But
yeah.
But at least we were there.
Say what?
I said at least we were there, and we didn't. We didn't waste a top 10 pick on a quarterback after giving another quarterback $250 million.
Ooh.
You want to go? We can go all day, Malachi. You want to go? We can go all day. How about that?
I mean, we have the best. We have way more offensive weapons than y'all. Our team is just better. We're just looking for the right coach. Gonna get a better coach. You see what I'm saying?
Man, I don't know. I just watched the Saints outgain the Falcons by like 200 yards this past weekend with basically me and my producer playing receiver for New Orleans. Get ready, man. Tyler Shuck about to bring it to y'all for the next decade.
All right.
Hey, man, this was fun. I appreciate you for taking a few minutes. Congrats. Hey, so are you back home in Georgia now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so when do you get back here? I guess for the start of the semester. Yeah, it's got to be soon.
Yeah, next week. I'm be here next week.
Okay. All right, man. Well, hey, congrats on your decision. Welcome to Baton Rouge, man. All the best. Good health and continued success. All right, thanks for the time today.
Thank you. Hey, January the 4th, Sunday, 19 versus 17, final.
Oh, that was.
I just want to throw that out there.
I'll take it, man. That was like, what is he throwing out there? He's throwing a Saints-Falcons score. Fine. You know what? You want a game among bottom feeders? Hey, if we're just talking about the past, because that's in the past now, how about we talk about Super Bowl 44? How about we talk about that? How about we talk about that?
You got it.
Let's go.
You got it.
All right, man.
You got it.
Hey, be well. We'll talk soon, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Guys out there throwing out the score from this past Sunday. All right. You know what? If we're just talking about games that happened in the past, all right, throw out 28-3. Throw out Super Bowl 44. Can't trump either of those. I mean, I got the trump card. You know what I mean? He's out here throwing darts. I'm throwing dynamite. That's what's happening there.
Yeah. I mean, you can't come back from 28-3.
Or the Saints winning a Super Bowl.
Or you not having a Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's trump card. Like, it's over. That's it. All right. It's after further review. He was fun, man. Appreciate him for a couple minutes. Brought to you by Parish Restoration. ParishRestoration.com. ParishRestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. ParishRestoration.com. I think it's sanitized as well. So if you had water intrusion, have mold, think you might, Parish Restoration can help you out. Remember, they are, just so you understand the process, when you call or you go to the website, you fill out the form, they'll give you your estimate. But so they have these Sprinter vans where the tubing, the hosing runs through the Sprinter van. So, I mean, they just pull the Sprinter van up to your home or to your business, and then they just uncoil the hose that go throughout your house. They spray the fog, close up all the doors and the windows. It gets into every nook and cranny, touches everything, kills all the mold down to the spores. If there's harmful pathogens, kills dozens of those as well. All the bacteria that causes odor, so pet odor, smoke odor, sweat odor, they can get rid of all that. It's Parish Restoration, ParishRestoration.com, ParishRestoration.com. All right, y'all, it's AFR, Thursday edition presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. LSU did add a place kicker on Wednesday night. Give you a thought on that. We'll go around the SEC. We do have, speaking of the Saints, Pro Football Focus has put out their 2025 quarterback rankings. So the rankings of the quarterbacks that played in the NFL this season. I'll tell you where Tyler Shuck landed. That's coming up in 30 minutes from right now. We'll go around the SEC next on AFR.
After further review.
REV. Let's rev. Let's rev. Let's rev. Let's rev.com. Let's rev.com. Let's rev.com. Rev. Man, I really love telling you about Rev. They're an awesome business, and I can tell you about Rev because I'm actually a Rev customer. Here at Guarantee Media, we are Rev customers here at Guarantee Media. At Parrish Construction and Roofing, we are Rev customers at Parrish. As a matter of fact, Terrio's on one of the commercials for Rev because we're a Rev business client. So it doesn't matter if you need internet, speeds up to 5 gigs, all fiber network, local call center, local support center. Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com. Internet, home automation, cable services. They can do all that. And they're better than anyone else that you use presently. So if you're not with Rev, it's time to switch. Check them out online, Let'sRev.com. R-E-V, Let'sRev.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
This menu is a masterpiece. Delivers every time.
This is the worst.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Okay, we'll go around the SEC in just a second, but the question I've been asked more than anything else is, hey, man, Lane knows he's sitting 7-on-7, right? Where are the linemen? Where's the quarterbacks and the linemen? Well, breaking news here. Breaking news. LSU got a commitment from an offensive lineman. Hey, all right. Jaquan Sprinkle has committed to the LSU Tigers. He's out of North Carolina Central, so that's a MEAC school, so that's an FCS program. But Jaquan Sprinkle, Big guy commits to the Tigers. The quick bio on Sprinkle, 6'3", 295. He's a redshirt sophomore, so he just finished his third year of college. You look at his time there at NC Central, 27 games played over 3 seasons, played in 4 games in 2023, 11 in 24, 12 this past season. So big dude that has played an awful lot of football. Played tackle there at NC Central. So, one of the things I'll tell you in some of the convos that I have had with, I think this is going to make sense. Some of the convos I've had with folks around LSU that have had the opportunity to be there at football ops and watch the way that Kiffin and Billy Glasscock sort of work and evaluate and put together their board and assign values is they are very disciplined with and very committed to their process. And so they put an evaluation together on a player, and they trust their evaluation, and based on that evaluation, what value they assign to that player. And a lot of it's based on position. So, okay, like what's the most important position? Well, quarterback. Well, what do they value after quarterback? My understanding is they think like defensive line is massively important because if you're able to pressure the quarterbacks, they don't believe there's enough quarterbacks like in the SEC that could make big-time throws under pressure. The majority could. So it's like quarterback, then defensive line, protecting the quarter, so offensive line next. So basically, you can see how they're prioritizing things. Anyway, think about, I know it might sound odd to go, okay, well, NC Central, not a big-time player. Wouldn't you rather go get someone from an offensive lineman who hit the portal from Texas or Bama or Michigan or something like that? Maybe, but this goes back to like, would you rather the guy that's the high star rating coming out of high school that sat a year wherever he was, or a guy that's played 3 years of football at NC Central that fits the profile of what their evaluation is looking for? That's kind of the example of trusting your evaluation. And the analogy I would give is think about the NFL. Like, how many times do you see this in the NFL where you have like a Jermon Bushrod from Towson, right? Like a Jari Evans from Bloomsburg, a Teron Armstead from Pine Bluff. I'm just using Saints examples because I'm using guys that we would know here. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt you see Kelvin Banks from Texas, but think about how many times you've seen small school guys where you were looking at identifying a skill set that you think will translate. This is very much the way Kiffin and Glasscock put together their evaluation. It's very much like how an NFL front office works. So I think this is a pretty clear example. Look, you took a wide receiver from Old Dominion. You've now taken an offensive lineman from NC Central. Suffice to say, you can find good players anywhere if you're digging and truly evaluating the skill set that you're looking for if you trust your evaluation. And they do. So, you're going to see the Saints, excuse me. Now I'm programmed to think NFL. You're going to see LSU go after Chaz Coleman from Penn State. You're going to see him go after Trey Wilson, former 5-star wide receiver. When those guys make sense and you have a relationship and you can potentially get those guys here, absolutely. But you're also going to see this type of situation where they are scouting far and wide, high and low for players everywhere to find a player that fits their evaluation at the right price as well. So Tigers finally have an offensive lineman in tow, Jaquan Sprinkle from NC Central. We'll talk more about the offensive line and quarterback, stuff like that a bit later in the show. But it's after further review. We'll go around the SEC in just a second. LSU did also have a place kicker. I want to talk about that. We're brought to you by Shawbills, name brand tires at wholesale prices. I actually got in the car this morning, was backing out the driveway. Ding! My oil change light came on my dash. Looks like a trip to Shawbills is in my very near future. So whether it's name brand tires at wholesale prices or you need anything done to your vehicle, maybe you need the oil change, maybe the brakes are squeaking, maybe you need to change your wiper blades. When was the last time you changed your wiper blades? Get those streaky wiper blades every time it rains. It's supposed to rain, by the way, tonight and all day Friday. make sure if you have anything you need done to your vehicle, you bring it to Shawbills. With locations all over South Louisiana, they'll sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they'll treat you like family to keep you coming back year after year after year. ShawbillsTire.com, ShawbillsTire.com, Shawbills. We keep you rolling. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Oklahoma Sooners.
Oklahoma set to hire Jason Witten as their new tight ends coach. Of course, the former NFL tight end who spent the last 5 years as the head coach at Liberty Christian in Argyle, Texas. Joe John Finley was fired earlier this month after 5 seasons coaching tight ends at his alma mater. Of course, Witten is the Cowboys legend and retired from the NFL after the 2020 season. He's future Hall of Famer and now a tight ends coach at OU.
The Texas Longhorns.
Freshman wide receiver Jamie French, remember him, announced his intention to enter the transfer portal. He was the number 44 overall prospect in the country when he signed with Texas in the class of 2024. He was a top 10 wide receiver. LSU was in the mix to the very end for French when ultimately he picked Texas, maybe one to watch.
Texas A&M!
Defensive lineman Dalen Evans, he is set to enter the transfer portal. On3 was the first to have the news. Played 2 games this season as a freshman. He redshirted just 141 snaps for the program. I'm sorry, as a freshman he played in 2 games. This year as a redshirt freshman, played 141 snaps. So a little bit of an increase. He was a 4-star recruit, a top 100 overall player in the country. Dalen Evans hitting the portal.
The Florida Gators.
Edge Jaden Woods is returning for his sophomore season. Took a visit to Texas, but didn't commit. John Sumrall and the new staff re-engaged, and they're able to keep Jaden Woods there in Gainesville for 2026.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia Tech receiver Isaiah Canyon has committed to Georgia. 6'4", 215, got 2 years of eligibility remaining. He's ranked the 26th best player overall in the transfer portal and the 6th best receiver.
The Missouri Tigers.
And Mizzou landed a starting offensive tackle out of the Big 12. Josh Atkins is transferring from Arizona State to Mizzou. Played in over 1,500 snaps for the Sun Devils the last 2 years. He's the number 15 offensive tackle in the portal. He's headed to Mizzou. All right, there you have it. That is around the SEC. We are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing, not just in Baton Rouge. The website is decisioncriticalbr.com, but they are no longer just Baton Rouge. As a matter of fact, their nurses go all over the state of Louisiana. The Dallas office is open as well. So if you need concierge nursing, you need Decision Critical. I told you over the Christmas break, Erica got strep, called Decision Critical. I love telling the story. It was a Sunday night. So this was the Sunday after Christmas. Called Decision Critical on a Sunday night about 6 p.m. and thinking, all right, I'm going to get the answering service. I got Blasia Rivette, the CEO of the company, had the line answered or forwarded to her. So she answered the call at 6 o'clock on a Sunday night, scheduled because I wanted to get Erica an IV infusion to get, because she was in bed for 3 days and was super dehydrated, hadn't been eating, needed to get her some fluids, get her feeling better. The next morning, boom, nurse was at our house bright and early, gave Erica the IV right there on the couch. Excellent service, whether it's IV therapy or anything you may need. Maybe you need nurses at your house to help, you're home with a newborn and you're not sleeping. Well, their nurses can come help through the night so you all can sleep and be your best during the day. Maybe it's end-of-life care. Maybe you're home after surgery and you need help post-operatively in-home. Whatever it is, Decision Critical, their expertly trained nurses can help. DecisionCriticalBR.com, DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, it's after further review. The Tigers did also add another specialist. So 3 specialists they were able to add on Wednesday. Punter and long snapper from the University of Florida. And they had the place kicker from Arkansas. I was able to confirm this with Scott Starzyk. He confirmed the news to me. We broke the news over at LouisianaSports.net. Starzyk will effectively be the front runner to be Damian Ramos' successor. So Starzyk signs with LSU. He's going to join us on the show, but he said, man, I got to find a place to live. So we'll see if we can get him tomorrow or another day. He was 14 of 18 this year, Made all 47 extra points that he attempted this year at Arkansas. He hit 2 kicks from beyond 50, made a 53-yarder. That was the longest kick by a freshman in Razorback history. So LSU's got Starzyk and Sean Perrette, who's a walk-on from in-town from Catholic High, who's also on the roster as well. So they'll go battle it out for the place-kicking job and then any incoming freshmen as well. But Scott Starzyk added to the roster as well. Okay, quick break. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 1. Actually, I have a tasty little baseball nugget for you when we come back. We'll do that. And in about 15 minutes, Pro Football Focus, their NFL quarterback rankings for the 2025 season are out. Some fascinating takeaways we'll get into, including where Tyler Shuck falls on the list. Brad Crawford's here in about 30 minutes. Talk a little bit about the CFP semifinals. Maybe we got a ton to do, and glad you're hanging out with us on AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown. The Watermark, Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. Voted by you the best hotel in the best of 225. Absolutely gorgeous spot if you've never been. I cannot recommend highly enough if you've not been to the Watermark. Matt, why would I go hang out at a hotel? You just have to trust me here. The Watermark is a landmark building in downtown Baton Rouge. The original high-rise, the old Louisiana National Bank building. It's been converted into the Watermark Hotel. So they've maintained so much of the historical significance of this building while adding modern amenities. The guest rooms are gorgeous. I mean, this is a luxury hotel. Beautiful place for a staycation if you want to go stay in downtown Baton Rouge. I got an event coming up in a few weeks in downtown Baton Rouge. A lot of people part of that event are going to be staying at Watermark. So if you don't want to drive home, you could just walk to the hotel. And if you're having any event in 2026, make sure you call Allison Crump and see about hosting it at Watermark Baton Rouge.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Wrapping up hour number one, the defending national champs are starting right where they finished. A Perfect Game has put out its preseason college baseball top 25 poll, and your Fighting Tigers of LSU are the preseason number one team in the country. So Jay Johnson squad's won 2 out of the last 3 national championships. You know that much. The interesting thing, I was having a conversation last night with let's say somebody close to the program. Don't need to say who it is. But the very strong feeling over there right now is that this is the most talented team Jay has had since he's been here. And maybe that seems like hyperbole. And I think what's important to know is you think back to 2023, and you had undeniably like the elite level top tier talent. I mean, you had Skeens and Cruz on that team, obviously. And yes, there were some other fantastic players that will be big leaguers. But you had a lot of guys that were gamers, that were program guys. Obviously Josh Pearson had a really strong role in that team. Cade Beloso, guys that aren't necessarily projected to be professional. I mean, saw Cade last night, as a matter of fact. That's not who I was talking to, by the way. But he's not playing ball anymore. He's moved on in his career. But point being, when you look top to bottom in this roster, this is going to be the most talented roster that Jay has assembled during his time in Baton Rouge. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win a championship. You look at A&M. I mean, I think we could all argue A&M is probably among, if not the most talented roster in the country last year. A&M, Arkansas were right there in that convo. The team 3 years ago from Tennessee might have been the most talented team any of us have seen. They had one of the most dominant seasons any of us had ever seen. They lost a home super regional, so to Notre Dame. So just because you have the most talented roster doesn't mean you're going to win. But my goodness, watching Jay bring that squad together a year ago to win a national championship, and now you follow that up with this squad, it is going to be an awful lot of fun to watch this baseball team. So preseason number one in the country from Perfect Game for Jay Johnson's Tigers as they try to go back-to-back. Some of the Tigers have only done once. You want to talk about how like absurdly lofty the expectations are within LSU baseball. They've only gone back-to-back once. That's it. Like, that's just a thing that should happen, right? I mean, expectations drive that program. But looking forward to seeing Jay Johnson, the squad, get out there here at the end of this month, start practice, and getting geared up for the 2026 baseball season, see if they can defend their national championship. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Love telling you about Our Lady of the Lake. Of course, plenty NIL deals with LSU baseball Tigers, LSU football Tigers, basketball Tigers. We'll tell you much more about the baseball NIL deals as we get closer to baseball season. But Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. I say it every day. They are synonymous. When you think of LSU, you should think Our Lady of the Lake. When you think Our Lady of the Lake, you should think LSU. They are synonymous with each other. LSU doesn't have any greater partner than the folks over at Our Lady of the Lake for so many reasons. Not only when you think about the way that they've supported LSU financially with NIL deals, agreeing to the naming rights of the new basketball arena, but also the way that Our Lady of the Lake supports LSU student athletes. Whenever there's an injured player on the court, the dime in the field, the physicians running out there are Our Lady of the Lake physicians to care for the student athletes, but also the students on campus with the Student Health Center contract, and everyday champions in and around Baton Rouge, and of course all across Louisiana as part of the FMOL health system. You want to learn more about that championship health partnership, all the ways and details, you can go to the website ololrmc.com/LSU, ololrmc.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. All right, it's after further review, and we're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Coming up after SportsCenter, we're going to get to the Pro Football Focus quarterback rankings for the 2025 NFL season. Where did Tyler Shuck fall in that? We'll get to it here in just a little bit. Tonight, it is, of course, Ole Miss and Miami in the college football playoff semifinal, winner off to the national championship game. It's pretty fascinating when you think about it. The winner of tonight's game, one of two very rare things is going to happen. The winner of this game tonight will play in the national championship game with a coach that did not start the season as the head coach, or a team will play in the national championship game in its home stadium while wearing visitor uniforms, because Miami will be the lower seed no matter which team they play from the other side, be it Indiana or Oregon. So either way, we're going to see something the likes of which we've never really seen. And my goodness, I shouldn't say never, because Miami has played in Orange Bowls before, which was their home stadium and championship game. So but in this era, in the playoff era, we haven't seen this before. So it's going to be fascinating theater. Kickoff at 6:30 Central tonight. We are going to preview that game with Brad Crawford coming up here in about 20 minutes from right now. All right, SportsCenter's coming up. We get you caught up on national headlines. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Relief Windows. Windows door siding. Oh, yeah. They do shutters, too. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. I got to call Relief Windows, as a matter of fact. I'm glad I actually just thought about this, because I was going to tell you about siding. And Eric and I got home on Sunday evening, a quick trip we made to Vegas, pulled into the garage, and as we're pulling in the garage, you can notice like the siding above the garage, there's a little piece of the siding missing. So need to call Relief Windows, get them out to the house. But the bottom line is, you want to make your home more energy efficient? Energy efficient replacement windows can do that. They also have hardy plank and vinyl siding as well. It is a great product. If you install that hardy plank siding, that comes finished in your favorite color, whatever color you want, so you're done. You never have to paint it, won't chip, crack, peel, any of that stuff. It's fire resistant as well, and it's energy efficient. So it's going to make your home more energy efficient and safer. And if you want to see what it looks like, instead of just looking at one little sample, they have 3D models where you could look at your entire home, what it would look like with that siding. Check them out, reliefwindows.com.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Lockmere to Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmere to Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Down to the Final Four in college football. The CFP semis begin tonight at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl in Phoenix. Number 6 Ole Miss and number 10 Miami with a trip to the national championship game on the line. Coverage beginning right here at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Miami a 3-point favorite. Former Washington QB Deont Williams' agent Doug Hendrickson ending their partnership after Williams' announcement that he'll enter the transfer portal, citing philosophical differences. Williams announced he would enter the portal this week after he signed a contract in the mid-$4 million range to return to the Huskies in 2026. Ohio State linebacker Arvell Reese announcing he's declaring for the NFL draft. Reese is the number 4 player on ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr.'s big board, had 69 tackles, 9 for loss with 6.5 sacks for the Buckeyes this past season. In the NFL, the Dolphins are firing head coach Mike McDaniel after 4 seasons with the team. They finished 7-10 in 2025, missing the playoffs for a second straight season.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman. Coming up Friday, Josh Allen versus Trevor Lawrence, Drake May versus Justin Herbert. Is the AFC about to usher in a new era of quarterback rivalries? We'll talk about it on Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Decision Critical, Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Talk to Brad Crawford here in about 15 minutes from right now from 24/7 Sports. Preview the college football playoff and CBS. Preview the college football playoff semis, which, of course, starts tonight with Miami and Ole Miss, 6:30 p.m. Central. Looking forward to that game and really, really hoping for Miami to beat the ever-living hell out of Ole Miss tonight. So, they can maybe just shut up for a little while because it is, has it been loud out of Oxford? I mean, it's like new money over there. Taste a little bit of success and they don't know how to handle it, man. Like they got that signing bonus and you just go on a shopping spree, man. You're buying the fur coat, the gold watch, the big fancy car. Better watch out spending all that now. We'll see. I know how to act sometimes, but very, very much not pulling for the con. Oh, I wonder where all the, root for the conference people fall, that are LSU fans. Where'd all the root for the conference people fall tonight? Let's make that a Twitter poll if we could. All the, hey, you got to root for the SEC. What?
I was going to say make it specifically LSU fans or just in general?
No, just in general. Well, I mean, people on 104.5 ESPN Twitter are mostly going to be LSU fans.
Mostly,
overwhelming. So I'm curious where all the root for the conference people fall tonight. I'm going to guess overwhelmingly the root for the conference people tonight aren't going to be rooting for the conference tonight. Get out of here. All right. I do want to talk about this. I'll get to this at the bottom of the hour. With all the Deont Williams stuff, there's a thing today with Buddy Mathis. So Buddy Mathis, defensive lineman from LSU, finished his freshman year. He had recommitted, like LSU put out the graphic and everything, back for year 2. Well, now Buddy Mathis is going in the portal. And so there's this general melt going on right now on Twitter, which Twitter isn't real life, but if people there are saying it, people in real life are saying it too. Comparing it to the Deont Williams situation, which I tweeted about, and I'll get to it in about 20 minutes from right now. But I just the hypocrisy, the selective outrage from people is just absurd. And I'm not criticizing Buddy Mathis. Y'all know how I feel on this. Go go get yours, kid. Wherever the best opportunity is for you, go get it. If it's at LSU, awesome. If it's not, go somewhere else. I'm good with that. Just like I'm good with Deont Williams doing what he wants to do. In this absurd era, I am very much pro-student athlete. I've always been. I've been nothing if not consistent on that throughout this entire NIL era. So, but anyway, we'll have a little space time to explore the space. We'll get to that here at the bottom of the hour. I thought this was fascinating. So every year, Pro Football Focus puts out their quarterback rankings, and this is based on this is objective, right? This is based on the PFF grades for the season. They rank all the quarterbacks in the NFL. And I always tell you with Pro Football Focus, take it with a grain of salt. It's a metric. It's not the metric. It's something to consider. So, for example, a season ago, for context, last year, Derek Carr, at the end of the 2024 season, Derek Carr had the 7th highest grade in PFF. Derek Carr was the 7th highest graded quarterback on PFF. He had an 85.6 grade. For what it's worth, NFL.com at the end of the season, their subjective rankings, like, when you actually use your eyes and look at what you see, NFL.com had Carr 24th, okay, which is basically where Derek Carr fell in every single subjective ranking, rating, tier list of quarterbacks. He was a 20s quarterback. PFF grade last year was 7. So again, take PFF with a grain of salt. It can confirm or disconfirm. It's just something to consider. Tyler Shuck this year, let me just jump right to the thing that we're all going to be most interested in. Tyler Shuck on these rankings came in at 17th with a 73.1 grade. He was one spot behind Jaden Daniels, one spot ahead of Marcus Mariota, the two Commanders quarterbacks, incidentally. If we go through the list, kind of scroll up to the top, Matthew Stafford had the best grade, 93.3, followed by Joe Burrow. Limited season, but when Joey B was out there, he was awesome. Jordan Love, Drake May, Brock Purdy, Dak, Trevor Lawrence, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. That's your top 10. A few takeaways here. Not only was Shuck 17th, the other Saints starter this year, Spencer Rattler, came in on the list at 30th. So both Rattler and Shuck were top 30, which would tell you both would be qualifying NFL starting quarterbacks. So, like, for example, was it Loomis or was it Kellen Moore? One of them, when they met with reporters on Wednesday, said that they think that Spencer Rattler is a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. Was that Loomis or was that Moore? I can't remember. If
they both said it, I just have to find it. I have to remember what cut it was.
Play Loomis 13. No, never mind. That was with the question about him trading. It doesn't matter. The point is that this sort of validates that a little bit, that Rattler played well, but it's the differentiator between a bottom-tier starter in the NFL that is a bottom-tier starter or a backup, and a guy that is maybe a better starter who would elevate you. So, I sort of encouraged there. Also notable, if you look at the NFC South quarterback grades, Kirk Cousins was the highest graded quarterback in the South at 14, followed by Shuck at 17. But what that tells you is Bryce Young was all the way down at 28. How about Baker Mayfield, 33? Baker Mayfield was the 33rd highest graded quarterback in the NFL this year from PFF. And at one point, he was in the MVP conversation. And then Michael Penix was down at 39. By the way, there were 46 quarterbacks that were great, that had a qualifying number of snaps to be graded here. So 46 quarterbacks. Again, Shuck 17, Mayfield down at 33, Penix at 39. Also of interest, Shuck was the highest graded rookie at 17. Jackson Dart was 33. Cam Ward was 41. Dart was in a terrible situation, obviously. No quarterback that's a rookie generally goes to a great situation. There's a reason you're drafted high because the team stinks. So, but Shuck at 17, Dart 33, Cam Ward 41 speaks to the disparity and just how good Tyler Shuck was relative to the other rookies this year. The other things that were notable, I mentioned Joe Burrow there as the second highest graded quarterback from PFF. I think it's fair to wonder, like, how good could he have been this year if healthy? How good could the Bengals have been this year with, Stafford right there as the number 1, Burrow 2, Love 3, May 4, Purdy 5. These are all playoff teams except for the Bengals because Burrow missed half the season. So that's interesting. The other thing that they did, that PFF did in this piece, is they looked at superlatives. So, like, the most accurate passer was Jared Goff. I also found it interesting that Lamar Jackson, despite the fact that Lamar in these ratings came in at number 25, which is stunning to see that, but Lamar played injured for a lot of the season. Lamar came in at number 25. He was the best downfield passer, a grade of 99.9. He was the best against the blitz and the best on 3rd and 4th down. Goes to show you all the other issues that Baltimore had this season. For what it's worth, the other 2 superlatives they had on here, the best quarterback when kept clean was Trevor Lawrence. The best quarterback under pressure was Joe Burrow. And he has had a lot of experience throwing under pressure. His grade was a 90.4 when he was pressured on his dropbacks. So just some context there for the quarterbacks in 2025, and the arrow very much pointing up for Tyler Shuck, but also for Spencer Rattler, as he outgraded a lot of starting caliber players in the NFL. All right, it's AFR. Love telling you about Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. We're past the holidays now, but whatever special occasion you may have coming up, always a great occasion to get by Lee Michaels. Eric and I, our anniversary is coming up here in 5 days on the 13th. Maybe if you have an anniversary coming up, maybe it's one of those milestone anniversaries. Lee Michaels is a great place to go. Maybe, whenever you were younger and you got married and you bought that diamond engagement ring, now you're a little older in life, older in your career, maybe a little more money to spend. Maybe it's time to upgrade. You can trade in that old diamond for an upgraded new diamond. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry can help you do it. Remember, if you're thinking of popping the question and you want to bypass the box stores, it tends to be really cookie cutter. And the boutique jewelers, maybe you're going to overpay and not have as great a selection. At Lee Michaels, it's the perfect sweet spot. With 9 locations, they have the buying power and the selection to get you whatever it is you're looking for at the best price. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. Again, we will talk about this. There's sort of a defensive line shuffle today at LSU. Mathis, C.J. Jackson out. A couple of defensive linemen coming in for LSU that we'll talk about coming up here at the bottom of the hour. Let me knock out a break. When we come back, Brad Crawford from CBS and 24/7 Sports. He'll be with us. We'll preview the college football playoff semifinals getting kicked off tonight with Miami and Ole Miss. We'll do it next. It's AFR.
AFR.
GLO. That's Glow. Glow Resources. GlowResources.com. GlowResources.com. All right, y'all. We've turned the page to 2026. What's your New Year's resolution? For a lot of people, it's no doubt lose weight, stay, get in shape, be healthier. That's the number one New Year's resolution. Maybe it's read more books or spend more time with family. Like, I want to play guitar more in 2026. Everybody sort of has these resolutions that we're bound to break. But if you're a business owner, looking for your New Year's resolution in 2026 to make your business better, more profitable, more efficient, Glow Resources can help, because the root of all of those issues, generally speaking, are people. You have to have the right people in the right seats on the bus to maximize productivity within your business. So whatever role that is that you've struggled to fill, skilled blue collar or any professional placement division job, Glow Resources can help you fill it with a permanent solution. GLO, glowresources.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the Lake.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here, helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
I think we got enough guys to be able to coach and know the system and do it the right way. So mine was just been trying to keep it as routine as possible. And that's been the whole thing the entire time. This is still the 2025 season, all right? And everybody done a lot of really good things to put ourselves in a position to be able to do this. And I wasn't trying to change everything. This is about finishing out the 2025 season the right way with whatever we have to do that.
That's Ole Miss head coach Pete Golding as the Rebels get ready to take on Miami in the Fiesta Bowl tonight, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Kickoff for the Rebs and the Canes. Spot in the national championship game is on the line. Brad Crawford from CBS Sports at 24/7. Good enough to join us. He's on Twitter at bcrawford247. If you want to give him a follow, you can do it there. Brad, we appreciate the time as always, man. How are you? Happy New Year.
Matt, good to hear from you, man. Happy New Year to you, too.
Yeah, man, it's our pleasure. We appreciate you. All right, give me your 10,000-foot flyover of all the insanity that's happened with Ole Miss over the last, let's call it the last 2 months.
Man, I don't think anybody expected, even if Lane Kiffin was still coach, for Ole Miss to be one win away from getting to that now championship game in Miami on January 19th. And here we are. You know, I think Ole Miss, a lot of those close to the program, saw the writing on the wall. They knew Lane was either bound for Gainesville or Baton Rouge. I don't think many of us in the media world either, Matt, thought that he would stay in Oxford. And, you know, after he left, wasn't a huge surprise. I think how he left was a bit of a circus, so to speak. But Pete Golding has held the ship together, man. And not only has he retained a lot of Ole Miss's best talent for 2026, but he's also got 2 impressive playoff wins to boot and one more night against the Canes. And, you know, anything goes a couple weeks from now in Miami.
Yeah. The other side of it there with Miami is interesting because they started so strong. They had a few stumbles. It was a little bit of a controversy getting in, yet here they are 1 win away from playing in their home stadium for a national championship. You know, here in SEC country, sometimes we don't pay as much attention to the other leagues. I think that's probably common anywhere in America. But when you give a thumbnail view of this Miami Hurricanes team, where do you focus? What do you see with Miami?
I see a very confident team. You know, I spoke to a staff member there in Coral Gables before the playoffs started. He told me, Brad, we feel pretty good about our chances of playing a home game here in about a month as long as we beat A&M in this first round. And I said, man, do you realize you got to play Ohio State? And you may have to go through, all these other elite teams. And they thought the game at A&M, Matt, was their toughest game. And so far it looks that way, Maybe they win by double digits tonight and cover that spread. I just think defensively Miami is playing at a level right now fully healthy that Mario Cristobal expected when they signed that portal class. And obviously Ruben Bain's been there a couple of years. They've got other guys. Keontae Scott's going to be an early round draft pick here soon. So I just think Miami's a team that has the best defense of these four teams playing. And Ole Miss, in my opinion, is due for a game where, the Rebels don't get 450-plus yards of offense and have their way. If Miami can get consistent pressure on Trinidad Chambliss, it might be a long night for that offense.
I peel back the layers of that onion a little more there, Brad, because that is going to be the matchup I think everybody's going to be fascinated to watch. It's going to be that elite-level Miami defense against this Ole Miss offense, which, man, they just haven't missed a beat here in the postseason with Trinidad Chambliss. Does Ole Miss have an edge somewhere offensively against that Miami defense?
Possibly at wide receiver. I think Ole Miss's wideouts are super underrated. And in the ACC, Matt, Miami did not play a ton of teams this season that had, that went 3 or 4 deep with some really elite wideout talent. I think Ole Miss has that. They can win some 50-50 balls. We saw Ohio State's best wideout go, 9 for 155 against Miami. So there are some spots in this secondary where Ole Miss can take advantage of. But that being said, this was a down year for defensive lines in the SEC. I think Ole Miss still feels pretty good about themselves offensively heading into this game. But Miami has a strong rotation along that defensive front. Ruben Bain obviously gets the headlines, but there are some other guys, Mesidor and some others, that are really going to apply some pressure. And no disrespect to Georgia, but this was not a fantastic year for Kirby Smart's defense. That first game we saw Ole Miss pile up 400 yards and touchdowns on their first 5 possessions, and they have no problems, going through Georgia again, the Sugar Bowl. So this will be a difficult matchup, I think, for Ole Miss against that Miami front seven.
Brad Crawford's with us from CBS 24/7 Sports, of course. Well, at BCrawford247 if you want to give him a follow. It's interesting that you brought up that the Georgia defense struggling there, and I'm going to be fascinated to see the other side of this as well, because the Ole Miss defense, and that's Pete Golding's side of the ball, in both those matchups against Georgia, struggled. I mean, Georgia put up 34 points in that game against Ole Miss, which is even more impressive that they were able to score 39 and win it. But Georgia put up 34 in that football game against this Ole Miss defense. So I look at this Miami offense, which at times maybe has struggled to get going a little bit, certainly in the play. I mean, there was an ugly offensive game against Texas A&M on that windy day. But do we think Miami has the ability to move the football consistently against Ole Miss's defense to keep pace if they need to?
I mean, Shannon Dawson, the OC at Miami, he would love to give Mark Fletcher the ball 28 times a night for 185, and Miami wins this game 24-7, and it doesn't have to ask Carson Beck to go out and beat Ole Miss. Do I think Carson Beck's capable of a 300-yard, 3-touchdown game? Yeah, I think he is. I think he's just as likely to throw 3 interceptions against a talented defense. Xavier Harris, Ole Miss D tackle, man, he's 6'8", 335. Miami does not play a lot of those guys in the ACC. So I think Ole Miss has some edges, too, that they're going to try to exploit. Obviously, Miami has done a good job these first 2 playoff games really controlling the way the Canes want to play, and that's turnover-free and defensive-minded, run-game-first offense. They asked Shannon Dawson before that game against Ohio State, you only scored 10 points, man. You're a little bit worried to go against the Buckeyes. And he said, the Buckeyes scored 10 against Indiana. we want to win a low-scoring game. So I do think that tonight the best play in this game, Matt's probably going with the under, and it's going to be a game that we don't see a ton of explosive plays.
Total's 53.5. You surprised to see Miami as a field goal favorite?
Not really. Just because Ole Miss, I don't think odds makers are still giving the Rebels that much respect. I think position by position, though, is pretty darn close as far as talent. I think Miami's a little bit more talented maybe in the total talent team composite. Here we have it 24/7, but, Ole Miss is a team that this is not a smoke and mirrors 13-1 squad. They were 11-1 in the SEC for a reason, and really maybe should have beaten Georgia on the road and been one of those top 4 seeds and unbeaten.
Could have been. I mean, you had a 9-point lead in the fourth quarter of that game that they blew. Hey, I want to ask you about tomorrow as well with Indiana and Oregon. It'll be a rematch. Any reason to believe the rematch will be different than the game in Eugene from a couple of months ago?
Yeah, man, I don't buy into that. It's hard to beat a team twice. If you're better than that team, then you can beat them twice. And I think Indiana's the best team in the field. I thought that was the case when the playoffs started. They're unbeaten for a reason, and they do not make errors. And I think of these 4 teams left, there are some teams with quarterbacks who could get themselves into trouble, and I don't see Mendoza doing that. I mean, he was able to shake off a pick 6 at Oregon, and Indiana still dominated that game, won the second half, and won that game by 10 points. So Indiana is the overwhelming front runner. I think they beat Oregon by at least a touchdown tomorrow night in Atlanta, and we're likely going to see a Miami versus unbeaten number 1 Indiana here in a couple weeks.
Man, did anybody have that before the season started? Like literally anybody?
No.
I mean, I can't imagine.
I think most of us, I mean, myself including Matt, I thought Indiana was a one-hit wonder. You know, they took advantage of a favorable schedule last season to get to the playoff, lost Notre Dame, but this season, man, they look like bully ball with the way they're playing, and they got the best quarterback in the country.
Yeah, it has been they've been impressive. I'll tell you, Brad, watching that game, it was that game in Eugene that earlier this year when I looked and I was like, oh, man, everyone who's just looking at the logo and thinking what happened last year with Indiana. No. This team, they were more physical. They were dominant against Oregon, that game in Eugene. To go win there, that was an attention grabber, man. If they end up winning the national championship, what a job Kurt Cignetti has done here.
How was Indiana a 6.5-point favorite against Bama, and that line wasn't like 13.5? I mean, Bama was leaking oil for the last month and a half.
Logo.
And, yeah, that's what it was.
Logo. And the public was going to be heavy on Alabama either way. People looked at them and went, I'm getting Alabama on a touchdown, and people just hammered it. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered what they would have made that line. The public was going to go heavy Alabama. People just didn't pay enough attention to Indiana, and I think they got everybody's attention, mollywhopping them the way they did in that Rose Bowl. It's going to be fascinating to watch that game tomorrow. This one should be a good one tonight with Miami and Ole Miss. He's Brad Crawford from CBS Sports at @BCrawford247. Make sure you give him a follow. Man, we always appreciate the time, man. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, man.
All right, man. Be well. It is After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Love telling you about Evermore. You know, I always have Evermore right here on the set with me. Drink a bottle of Evermore every day. Got a couple of 64-ounce bottles. Make sure you stay hydrated. Listen, during this time of year, especially when it gets a little cooler, we forget to stay hydrated because we're not parched as much, but it's so important. You know, hydration is so important to your overall health and to your immunity and fighting off illness this time of year. Make sure you stay hydrated. Natural artesian water and a Louisiana product. You know, when you go to the store and you're going to buy bottled water, don't grab that bottled water from Texas. Don't grab that bottled water from another country. Like, think about what you're actually drinking. Read the label. Evermore is a natural product. It does not touch air until you uncap and take that first delicious sip. There's nothing added. There's nothing taken out. It is just straight out of that natural artesian well on the North Shore there in Covington. It's Evermore. EVAMOR, evermore.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Gordon Mccernan is going to be with us at 5 Central, so about 32 minutes from right now. I want to talk to Gordon about the Deont Williams situation. And there's 2 angles that we're going to approach this with Gordon that it makes sense. Number one, obviously, he's an attorney, so he can understand some of these legalese. The other part of it is we all know Gordon, for the last 5 years, has been deeply involved in NIL and building out these NIL contracts. So I want to get his perspective on what's happening with Deont Williams in Washington and that whole situation. So that's coming up with Gordon here in about 30 minutes from right now. You want to catch that. Let me knock out a break. We'll come back. I do want to talk about this defensive line shuffle at LSU. A couple of more players in on the defensive line, a couple of players out on the defensive line, and one that has caused Twitter to go a Twitter and lose its mind, because that's kind of what Twitter's doing right now. We'll do that next. It's AFR.
AFR.
New year, new you. You want to lose weight? You want to look and feel your best in 2026? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help. Yes, Goodwood does ED treatments. That's part of what they do. Not just the pills. They have that, but they got lots of different stuff. But I want you to realize that Goodwood does so much more than just ED treatments. Hormone replacement therapy. I don't care how old you are, you should have your blood labs drawn. Men and women. By the way, women, hormone replacement therapy at Unique Aesthetics and Wellness, that is now offered as well. Same place, Goodwood, Unique Physique, Unique Aesthetics and Wellness, all in one spot on Drusilla. But a simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate for HRT, which can have incredible health benefits. You owe it to yourself if you want to feel your best, feel like you did when you were younger, and optimize your physical performance in every way in life. Go get that blood drawn and start there. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I received at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Huh. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
All right, glad to have you with us here. The college football playoff semifinal tonight and tomorrow. All the while, the transfer portal is just on fire. The Deont Williams story has gotten so much attention because you're talking about a very high-profile player, a very good quarterback at a major program who had signed his rev share agreement at Washington to return. They had announced it, put it out there, and then a few days later, he announces that he wants to go in the transfer portal, and Washington has fought back. And now Williams is fighting back as well. He's got an attorney, and we'll see what all plays out here. But my point with Deont Williams a day ago has been the point that I've made with these types of situations since NIL began. And I know there's a lot of you that don't agree with me, and that's okay. I mean, I readily admit, if you listen to the show or watch every day or have listened over any period of time, I've said this a lot, but I readily admit I am an extremist on this topic. If there's a middle ground, and then there are people who are staunchly opposed to portal, NIL, all of it, want everything to go back to the way it was, 85-man scholarship limit, no NIL, no transfers, like zero. I am the complete opposite end of that spectrum, not just on the other, but like out the picture on the other way. Like, I'm okay with transferring as many times as you want. I'm okay with people making as much money however they want and can, whatever the market will bear. And I think, as odd as it is to say this, and a lot of people are going to disagree because it has been chaotic, the product on the field has been awesome. I mean, do you realize we're about to have a college football playoff semifinal with Miami, Ole Miss, Indiana, and Oregon? Like, the days of the dopes in the hotel ballroom in suburban Dallas gifting logos, spots in championship games, it's over. Alabama, Georgia, Southern Cal, Michigan, Ohio State, LSU. I mean, that's Oklahoma. It's over. We have a true meritocracy. Or we're getting closer to that anyway. I shouldn't say it's true meritocracy. We're getting closer to it. Much closer than we ever have been before. So I am very, very much pro student athlete getting whatever you want. So I'm very much pro Deont Williams going to play wherever he wants next year. If it's LSU, great. I've also seen reports of interest in Miami and Oregon, and if it's not LSU, LSU's in trouble. But I'm not worried about that. I want Deont Williams to do whatever. Now he's got a contract, supposedly, and if there's a penalty for leaving or a buyout, now he's got to pay it, or the new school has to pay it. Just like if you want to go hire a coach and a coach is able to leave, but there's a buyout that they have to pay. Okay, that's what that is. There's a contract. You have to honor that contract and the terms of it. That's why there's a buyout in there. I'll be consistent there. But I also grow tired of the inconsistencies. So today, Buddy Mathis, who's just finished his freshman year at LSU, Buddy Mathis announced he's going in the transfer portal. And he had previously announced he was staying at LSU. And by the way, I'm perfectly fine with this. Good for Buddy Mathis. Go to the best situation, get the most money you can, playing time, whatever it is that he's seeking. And this comes at a time where LSU has signed already 2 interior defensive linemen via the transfer portal. They added Clemson defensive tackle Stephylon Green, and then today they added Auburn defensive tackle Malik Blockton. So LSU has added 2 veteran interior defensive linemen via the portal. So Mathis had already agreed to stay, sees they're bringing in guys at his position, so now he wants to leave. Okay. I am okay with Buddy Mathis leaving. What I am not okay with is the selective outrage from people about Deont Williams leaving Washington, but not upset about Buddy Mathis. I'm okay with both of them. Now, I did get it confirmed from an LSU representative, confirmed that Buddy Mathis had not signed a contract with LSU. He has not formally signed a contract to return. So in that instance, it is different. On its true merit, there is no difference. You're still talking about someone who had given a commitment to return. Now, legally, there may not be anything binding, but had given a commitment to return, LSU puts out the graphic, and then they bring in new people, and he leaves. Again, I'm okay with that. This is not an anti-Buddy Mathis leaving. I want him to go and get whatever's his. I am against the people who are hypocrites, who are going to take shots at some kid. I literally had one person message me and say, well, that's a high-profile position and a quarterback at a big school. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if you walk into a grocery store and you steal a loaf of bread or if you steal money out of the cash register. Like, stealing is stealing. You can say one is more harmful because one is more money than a loaf of bread. Okay, conceptually, on principle, it's still stealing. You're taking something that is not yours. It is the same thing. So I'm good with all of them leaving. Whoever wants to go. You want to transfer, go. You want to make money, put protections in a contract to prevent against that. Make the kid sign the deal if you want to not have that happen. What I'm not going to be okay with, and I'm going to be consistent on this, is hypocrisy. If you're okay with Deont Williams leaving Washington, and I am, then you need to be okay with Buddy Mathis leaving LSU, which I am. If you're not okay with Deont Williams leaving Washington, under his circumstances or any circumstance, after having committed, then you need to be as outraged with all of them. And my guess is, what is the root of a lot of this is not honoring a contract or this or that, or you're doing what's right and learning life lessons. People don't really care about that. You can say you do, you don't. That's not at the root of what this is. It's Lane Kiffin. It is LSU. They look around the college football ecosystem, and you can't go anywhere without an article, a hot take, a talking head show criticizing Lane Kiffin and LSU. Lane Kiffin for the way he left Ole Miss. Now this situation here, what happened with Levitt is it looked like he was going to sign and then he did. You just got to get used to, if you're an LSU fan, accept and acknowledge the fact that your coach is going to be vilified. Until and unless he consistently finds ways to win to change the narrative, he is going to be vilified. Okay. Like, that's a decision he made to leave Ole Miss to come here. And if you're an LSU fan, you should be excited about it. Brilliant offensive coach, won a lot of games over the last 5 years at Ole Miss, all that stuff. But perception nationally is going to be more of this. I mean, if he looks left instead of right, people are going to criticize him. And that's just something that a lot of people around here are uncomfortable with, but you're going to have to learn to live with and either block out and ignore. The only way that noise quiets is just go win football games, which he won't have a chance to do until September. But I think we're all looking forward to getting to September, to what that can look like. But big part of winning games is going to be what you do in the portal and building this roster. So Buddy Mathis and C.J. Jackson, two young defensive linemen, are out. And as I mentioned, both Malik Blockton committed to LSU here today, as did Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is an edge from he was previously at Missouri, then at South Carolina. Now he's coming to LSU. He follows Sterling Lucas from South Carolina, where he was this year. And that was a big get, after his freshman season at Missouri, then went to South Carolina this year. Battled a little bit of injury, didn't have a massively productive season, but a guy with a pretty big upside that they're excited about. And Sterling Lucas gets his guy to follow him from Columbia, South Carolina to Baton Rouge. So they added Jaylen Brown, Malik Blockton today on the defensive line. So as this continues to develop and unfold, we'll certainly keep you posted on more of it. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. We are brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com. You want to see 2020, call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center. They're just the best. Dr. Blake Williamson. It doesn't matter if it's LASIK or PRK or EVO ICL, which is the implantable contact lens. If you've been told maybe in the past that you're not a candidate for LASIK, well, maybe you're a candidate for EVO ICL, where it's totally reversible procedure where they implant the contact lens into your eye. Really cool. You want to learn more about this technology, this really progressive procedure that the Williamson Eye Center has been doing for years. WilliamsonEye.com. Book that consultation. WilliamsonEye.com. Call 924-2020 or go to WilliamsonEye.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad you're hanging out with us. We're going to knock out a break. Brought to you by by Decision Critical, title sponsor of our Thursday shows all throughout the year, DecisionCriticalBR.com. We will get to Gordon Mccernan in 17 minutes. We'll talk some NIL. We'll talk about the Deont Williams situation from a legal perspective with Gordon, who's done a lot of those contracts. And we'll also go a little deeper dive into LSU's quarterback and offensive line options. This is what everybody keeps asking. LSU's added double-digit players via the portal. Awesome. Where's the quarterbacks and the offensive linemen? We'll get into that coming up here a little bit later as well. So stay with us on AFR.
AFR.
Speaking of Gordon, get Gordon and get it done. Gordon Mccernan Injury Attorneys. I get to say it every day. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 30 years. Get Gordon and get it done. You can always go to the website, getgordon.com, getgordon.com. I would highly recommend two things if you go to the website. There's the results tab. So if you go to getgordon.com and hit the results tab, you will see actual testimonials of cases that Gordon and his team handled. Car wrecks, maritime accidents, personal injuries, slip and fall, truck accidents, workers' comp. You can see the actual monetary damages recovered by Gordon and his team right there at the website. So you don't have to take my word for it. You can go see this for yourself right there at getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Also, Gordon has offices all over the state of Louisiana. So find the one nearest you at getgordon.com.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Wrapping up hour number 2. Glad to have you hanging out with us here on this Thursday edition of AFR, presented by Decision Critical. Always love telling you about Blasia and her team over at Decision Critical. We say it's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. This is in-home nursing. If you have maybe an illness that you're battling, a tough diagnosis, if it's you need to execute doctor's orders post-operative, maybe it's hospice care, maybe you're bringing a baby home and you need to sleep at night. Their nurses can come in home and help you out. I told you about our experiences before. They came to our house and gave Erica an IV when she had strep over Christmas. Came and did blood labs on Drew. It's really hard to do blood draws on him. They came into our home and did blood draws so he was comfortable there. They can do any of it, any of that nursing care at home. DecisionCriticalBR.com, DecisionCriticalBR.com. Okay, wrapping up hour number 2, Muso, Tigers and the Pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, Trendon Watford made his long-awaited return for the Philadelphia 76ers on Wednesday night. Watford had been dealing with a left adductor strain. Kept him out since November 25th. So first game in almost 2 months for Watford a night ago. They eased him in. He played the final 5 minutes of the game, only recorded 3 assists. Getting him back, the legs back underneath him. Again, as I said, almost 2 months off the court. We'll see in their next game if those minutes begin to pick up. And Sixers got a big win last night. Cam Thomas also working his way back into the Nets lineup from injury. Played 24 minutes, all of it coming off the bench. 10 points a night ago, 5 boards, 4 assists. So he did stuff the stat sheet pretty darn good. It was a 1-point loss for the Brooklyn Nets. Tari Eason and the Rockets fell on the road at Portland, but Eason, starting role, 15 points in 31 minutes and 13 rebounds. So cool double-double there for Tari Eason. Of course, Duop Reith on the other side, he was held out of the ballgame. Coach's decision, the reason given there, in the Trailblazers got a 1-point victory in the game. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Oh, okay. Presented by Arco Power Systems, arco.com. Arco.com, A-R-C-C-O, Arco.com. Hey, remember, this is Generac Industrial Generator Power over at Arco Power Systems. So this is for your business. What type of business? Any type of business. You have an industrial, commercial facility, and the power goes out. What do? Arco. This is Generac Industrial Generators. So when you think about generators, most people think about Generac, but this isn't for your home. It's for your business. So you can go to arco.com, arco.com, A-R-C-C-O, arco.com. And I want you to think of this. So no matter where you are listening, watching, I know so many people listen, watch online. North to Little Rock, east to Mobile, west to San Antonio. Draw a big circle. If you're anywhere in that circle, Arco can help you. A-R-C-C-O, A-R-C-C-O, arco.com, arco.com. It's Arco Power Systems. Everything is turnkey. Sell, rent, service your industrial Generac generator. Arco.com, arco.com. All right, it's after further review. We were just talking a little bit about, let's see. Some stuff percolating here. Tigers look like they're having a really good day over at Football Ops. We mentioned they've already landed a couple of commitments today and might be on the verge of getting you some more good news before we go off air. And a lot of people have asked about offensive linemen, and they did add offensive lineman Jaquan Sprinkle today. I mentioned the defensive lineman with Jaylen Brown, the edge from South Carolina, Malik Blockton, the defensive lineman from Clemson, or excuse me, from Auburn, and they may very well be getting close to adding another defensive player. I'll tell you about it if I can get it confirmed before we're off air. A few things, though, about the guys we've talked about. Sterling Lucas, LSU's new defensive line coach, came over from South Carolina. Now he's bringing Jaylen Brown with him. Got that confirmed. This was back in March, spring, last spring, March of 2025. Sterling Lucas talked about Jaylen Brown coming into Carolina with the Gamecocks.
Yeah, just his position flexibility, man. I think he's about 270. That's kind of, right now I think he might be the biggest guy. He is the biggest guy in the room as far as weight. Just position flexibility, him being able to play on the edge and, being able to do some things interior-wise from a pass rush standpoint, and really excited about Jaylen.
I think the important thing to remember is as different as LSU's offense is going to look with a totally new staff and new approach and personnel and everything, retaining most of your defensive staff. We saw a lot this year of LSU under Blake Baker, even a year ago with guys like, with Savion Jones and some of the bigger edge players moving inside to get more pressure packages on the field. Sounds like Jaylen Brown may be one of those guys. He's a bigger edge that you want to get like a pass rush specialist on the field. You could get them on the edge and move Jaylen Brown inside. So another toy in the chest for Blake Baker. And then this was Malik Blockton, again, who spent this past year at Auburn. Malik Blockton, this was actually during the season in 2024, so 2 years ago, talking about which position he actually likes to play best on the defensive line.
I mean, I really get shuffled around here a lot. Okay. I mean, because, on, obvious passing downs, they move me and Keldrick inside. We play the nose position. And on, some other stuff, we playing 3 technique, 4-5. Uh-huh. So we really playing everything.
Which one do you like best?
I like playing 3 technique for sure.
Okay.
So, playing 3 technique, kind of moving to the inside there. So I think that's really interesting because you got a guy that played 24 as a defensive tackle at Auburn as a true freshman, and then this year played in all 12 games, starting 8 times. So you've got a couple of dudes here. One that's an edge that can move inside, one that's a true defensive tackle. Blockton is 6'3", 291. So you're talking about a couple of guys here that are accomplished, that played a lot of football at the major power level that you're adding and fortifying on the interior, where you've got Don McKinley back, but you've got a lot of young guys behind them, having lost some of your veterans on the interior. So they're building across the defensive front. You can see where they're prioritizing here in the transfer portal on the defensive side of the ball. Okay, it's After Further Review. Thursday show is presented by Decision Critical. We're going to knock out a break. Sports Center is coming up. It gets caught up on national headlines, a busy 5 o'clock hour, and we're going to start it by chatting with Gordon Mccernan about this Deont Williams situation. We get a legal perspective on it. That's next as we continue here, Hour 3 of AFR.
After Further Review.
Carnival time, y'all. Get your king cakes at the best place to get your king cakes. That's at Rouse's. And all of their king cakes are baked in-house daily. Awesome when you walk into Rouse's and you can just smell the dough and the cinnamon just wafting through the store as they're baking those king cakes every single day. I mean, it's a terrible vice, especially if you're trying to lose weight at the start of the year. That's your New Year's resolution. But you know what? Carnival comes once a year, man. So get your king cakes and get them at Rouse's. They have plain Jane cinnamon, which is my favorite. But if you love a specialty king cake, they got all the different flavors and fillings and everything you can imagine. And over at Rouse's, yes, they can ship your king cake anywhere in the lower 48. So you got a family member, a coworker, a client, a friend who is moved out of state or lives out of state, you can ship them a little piece of home courtesy of Rouse's. Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana propane dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca closing in on the CFP semis, kicking off tonight at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Number 6 Ole Miss, number 10 Miami, battling for a trip to the national championship game. Coverage beginning at 7 Eastern here on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Miami, a 3-point favorite tonight. Elsewhere, Ohio State linebacker Arvell Reese announcing he's declaring for the NFL Draft. Reese, the number 4 player on ESPN draft analyst Mel Kiper Jr.'s big board, had 69 tackles, 9 for loss, with 6.5 sacks for the Buckeyes this season. Former Washington QB Deont Williams' agent Doug Hendrickson ending their partnership after Williams' announcement that he'll enter the transfer portal, citing philosophical differences. Williams announced he would enter the portal earlier this week after he originally signed a deal to return to the Huskies for 2026. In the NFL, the Dolphins firing head coach Mike McDaniel after 4 seasons in Miami. The team finished 7-10 in 2025 to miss the playoffs for a second straight season.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Decision Critical, Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. I do want to, in about 15 minutes, kind of dig into the question most people are asking, which is, all right, LSU's built a top 5 portal class already. They're getting lots of commits, good players. Where's quarterbacks and offensive linemen? I'll get to that here in about 15 minutes from right now. Right now, please welcome Gordon Mccernan onto the show. Of course, great friend of the show, but sort of uniquely positioned to be able to discuss this Deont Williams thing as both an attorney and a guy who's been so heavily invested in this NIL space in this era. G, we appreciate the time. How are you?
I'm great, Matt. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. Happy New Year. Glad to be doing this again. Let me first just start with your reaction to the Deont Williams story whenever you saw, of course, he was committed, then said he was going to go in the portal. Washington's blocking him. Now everybody's lawyered up.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me a lot. I mean, it's a very fluid situation out there with all of these portal deals and NIL deals, and you're seeing the free market at play, right? He thought he had a good deal, and all along a better suitor comes along who wants to offer more money. And from what I understand, he had not received any money, so I think in his mind, like, I signed it, but I can back out and go somewhere else.
I don't know is that confirmed, Gordon, whether or not he had received?
No, it's
okay.
Not confirmed, but that's my understanding.
Okay, I hadn't seen, so I just wanted to clarify. Does that necessarily matter whether or not he'd already received any money from Washington?
It doesn't necessarily, but it sure doesn't make the optics as good for him for future case in front of a jury and a judge. I mean, just think about if you hire someone to cut your yard and you pay them the money and they say, all right, I'll be back tomorrow, and the next day they got a better offer to get paid $10 more to cut your neighbor's yard, and then they try to come hand you the money back. You're like, man, I put the money in your hand and we had a deal. We shook on it. It's just a little stickier, you know?
Sure. Does the precedent of the Xavier Lucas case of a year ago, and for those that aren't familiar, it's essentially the same thing. He had a deal at Wisconsin. He ends up not going in the portal. He just goes and enrolls at Miami and is going to play. He's played in every game this year. He's going to play tonight in the semifinals. And Wisconsin is still pursuing legal action, but the kid's gone and played. Does that precedent bear any weight in this situation?
Yeah, I think it actually carries weight a little bit in favor of him going to LSU. Look, the kid's playing this year, right? The legal system will take another couple of years. Everybody will be gone and out of college and into the pros, and maybe the Canes win a championship with him, and all is good in their mind, right? They'll battle that out for several years, and it's a very tenuous circumstance or battle to try to hold these kids to the contract when all the courts and all the eyes looking at this want these kids to have some amount of freedom, and they don't want to bind kids to an institution. I mean, looking at I haven't seen the language of the template, but I read something about it was only Washington could decide if they would allow something. I mean, that looks like a little bit of a contract of adhesion where it's all favored to one side versus the other. But it's just interesting. They're gonna want these kids to be able to have some freedom.
Why?
Well, I just think it's kind of the spirit of what's underlying all this in the house litigation and things like that. You don't, without a collective bargaining agreement or something, they're going to say, look, we're not going to let an institution hostage a kid in a situation like this.
Gordon Mccernan's with us. Of course, go to getgordon.com, at getgordon on all the social media. You've done I don't even know how many. You might have a better sense of it than these NIL deals over the last 5 years. When you think, can you sort of explain to us how the structure of those deals work and as best you know with buyout language? Because that's something that seems to be at the core of this issue with Deont Williams. Like, is there a penalty that he would pay or something like that on this deal at Washington? We haven't seen his contract at Washington, so I don't know. I don't suspect you would either. But is that commonplace to have buyouts or penalties in these contracts?
Well, you can, but you got to. What are the damages, right? And if you're just having a one-sided penalty language, like sign the document, or you end up transferring or going wherever, we're going to make you pay $250,000. Is that an excessive type of situation? Is that reasonable given the circumstances, especially when the person hasn't received any money within 48 hours? He notifies you he wants to nullify the contract. Courts are very leery to impose those type of penalties. They just are.
So I guess if you go back, you gave the example of the guy cutting the grass and he gets a better offer the next day. So is that just perception as opposed or contrasting what may actually play in court? Like it's optics, right? It's a bad look, but legally maybe Washington doesn't have much ground. Is that sort of what I'm understanding?
Right. It could be. So yeah, all these contracts, the terms of the contract control, unless they're contracts of adhesion or unenforceable by law or morals or something like that. So I haven't seen the contract, but if it's too one-sided, right, in favor of the institution, they're going to strike it down or strike parts of it out. And so you have to go to, what are the damages that Washington would suffer? Well, if they've paid no money, there's no loss, right? They still have opportunities to go get other quarterbacks. There's no loss there. They just can't have this particular quarterback. So how do you quantify that damage? Now, if there's a liquidated damages clause or something like that, a penalty clause, that may have some force as long as it's not overreaching.
Does it go the other way too, G? What would be so you said you don't want it to be too one-sided. How would you balance that out?
You would give the athlete some more protection inside the contract. Might be something where, a kind of a buyer's remorse clause. You have 3 days or whatever to withdraw out of the contract with no penalties, things like that. Because sometimes these kids get swept up in the emotion of the deal. And look, we try it. We want we want to get our kids on campus and get them to sign while they're here. So there could be like a cooling off period that you would allow for them to rescind the contract with no penalty.
Is there a difference, as best you can tell, with how NIL and rev share contracts are done? Because you've done a ton of NIL deals.
Yeah.
Only LSU or the school can do rev share deals. Is there a ton of difference, as best you can tell, or no?
Yeah, I think there will be some differences. Obviously, the rev shares through the university and how they what they require of the athlete in return for that compensation is going to be different than what they require from the athlete with a business deal or supporting some local business. There will be some differences for sure.
Yeah. Do you have a best guess as how you think this might all play out?
Yeah, I think, from what I'm hearing, I feel good about where we are. I'm not saying it's a lock. It's not the old Jimmy Ott lock of the week, right? But it's
what a pull.
I feel good about it. Right, the lock of the week. Not that I ever did that. I lost more money on Jimmy's lock of the week than I ever lost doing anything.
Mark the tape. Turn it into a drop.
Sorry. Going way
man.
back in the day. But I feel good about it. I think we're in a good position to get him.
Okay. He hired Deont Williams hired an agent, an attorney agent out of Miami who did represent Xavier Lucas in his situation a year ago, but apparently has a lot of ties to the University of Miami. I think that's made some people leery. Like, could Deont Williams maybe be looking to go to the U instead of to Baton Rouge?
Right.
I don't know how this may all play out.
Mm.
Gordon Mccernan. Anything else that we haven't mentioned that you think is that the audience should know?
No, I'm glad you mentioned earlier in your commentary that we're starting to put together a really good class. And I think what Billy Glasscock and Coach Kiffin are doing is exactly that. They didn't get nervous, right? And this quarterback came and we haven't found the O-lineman, but they are methodically working through it. I mean, Billy Glasscock's impressive on how he's assimilating all this information. He has hard caps on what he wants to pay. And he's sticking to his plan, and you're starting to hear about the signings. And I have faith that the linemen are coming. And people keep calling me going, why are we letting all these linemen go? I say, what was their record again?
Yeah.
And what were we doing offensively? It was time to do a little cleaning of house.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to do the flyover whenever all the dust settles. But this they're just getting cranked up too, G. I mean, they got a lot of work to do on the offensive side of the ball. It'll be fascinating to watch this as it plays out.
I think we don't have a better guy in the country leading that side of the ball, so I think we'll be fine there.
Well said. Gordon Mccernan, of course, getgordon.com. Good enough to join us here for a couple minutes. We appreciate it. Thanks as always, for carving out a few minutes.
All right, Matt. Thank you, bud.
All right, man. Be well. That's Gordon Mccernan, of course, getgordon.com, at getgordon on all the social medias. We appreciate the perspective. He just does have a rare perspective as a guy that not only is an attorney, but has done a bajillion NIL deals and has been in a lot of those rooms and knows how these things are structured and the verbiage and the language. And if he says he thinks it's going to work out in LSU's favor, I kind of would trust his opinion over mine. All right, it's after further review. Thursday show is presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Let me go into that a little bit more, the quarterbacks and the offensive linemen, because that's what everyone's asking. You've added double-digit players, but where are the quarterbacks and the offensive linemen? So we'll dive into that next on AFR.
After further review.
Brought to you by Darren James & Associates, brokered by LPT Realty, agent225.com, agent225.com. Thinking of buying or selling? Agent225.com. Why would you call anyone other than the realtor that sells more homes than anyone? You want Darren James. Agent225.com, agent225.com. Hey, remember, if you're maybe thinking about selling your home, first of all, you got to know how much your home is worth. Well, a great tool to figure out that number is a free tool right at agent225.com. It's the home value tool. I highly encourage you to do this if you haven't done it yet. Go to agent225.com. It's a website. Do it right now. Get your phone out. Go to agent225.com, agent225.com. Hit the home value tool. It's on the homepage. If you're on mobile, just scroll down. You'll see it says home value. Just type in your address. I mean, it'll take you just as long as it takes you to type in your address. Hit enter, and then boom, it'll use local market data to tell you exactly what your home is worth right now. Agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, ironworkers, boilermakers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home, with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
All right, glad to have you with us on this Thursday edition of AFR. We will let you hear from the coaches and dig in a little deeper here on the Miami and Ole Miss college football playoff semifinal, which kicks off here. Well, I guess the coverage begins here in about an hour and 13 minutes from right now. Somebody is going to punch their ticket to the college football playoff national championship game. LSU has really gotten rolling here in the transfer portal. Lane Kiffin and his staff have done an amazing job. You're talking about approaching 15 commitments now. They got a top 5 class in the transfer portal, and we knew there was a lot of work to be done, especially on the offensive side. You've seen a lot of that. Now you've also seen a handful of defensive players as well, like we've talked about. Defensive tackle Stephylan Green from Clemson. You got one of the best safeties, arguably the best safety in the portal, and Ty Benefield from Boise State. You added Jaylen Brown, the edge from South Carolina. Malik Blockton, the defensive lineman from Auburn. And I believe we might hear news this evening of another defensive lineman, edge player that LSU added today. I'm trying to get this confirmed. But you get to, it's exciting that Blake Baker is fortifying his defensive front. Get a bunch of guys on the offensive side, some really explosive receivers, some depth at running back. The question everyone keeps asking is, hey, man, where's the offensive lineman and the quarterbacks? Well, we'll start with quarterback because this is the one that is obviously the most important position in organized team sports, and we've seen the most sort of fluctuation. The plan was Trinidad Chambliss. I don't know that anybody can deny that. That was the plan. And had Ole Miss lost to Georgia, on New Year's Day, I believe Chambliss and that handful of Ole Miss players that LSU had worked deals through their agents, and you can yell tampering all you want. It's just stupid. It's not tampering. Deals are done through agents. That's what happens. Agents talk to the schools. They get deals done. You know what interest is there. You see a lot of these guys enter the portal with a no contact tag. They know the places they want to go visit. Like, so much of this, the hay is in the barn. Anyway, Chambliss was the plan. Ole Miss beat Georgia. It delayed the process. I think LSU got skittish. I know about whether or not Chambliss was going to get the waiver. As you see now what's happening at Ole Miss, they're pressing, and Tom Mars is now pressing to try to get an answer on the waiver because they realize, and LSU said, we're not going to wait. They're going to move on. So they brought in Sorsby. The feeling was that Sorsby had his deal done with Texas Tech already when he showed up at LSU. LSU went and put on a full court press. Kid stuck with Texas Tech. Cool. They brought in, as we know, Sam Leavitt. And as I understand it, as we've talked about, there's some real concern about Sam Leavitt's Liz Frank injury. The foot injury that he suffered, it's a serious injury. He's not going to be available for spring. And that's a lot of money to commit to a player at that position if you're not sure about his health. And so I think that's when you saw this sort of pivot to Deont Williams. And now the Deont Williams situation is unfolding the way it is. And it's a bit ambiguous. But as we look at the quarterback portal rankings and who's available that's left out there now, you are really, really narrowing the field. Like, it just take the emotion of the LSU situation out of it. Like, think about Ole Miss right now. If Trinidad Chambliss gets his waiver, they're good. If he doesn't, what do they do? Like, what is their back? Austin Simmons is going to Missouri. They don't have a backup plan. Like, that's a real challenge for them right now, right? So think of now come back to LSU, reframe. So Sam Leavitt's uncommitted, but as I understand it, that ship has sailed. Like, they're not going back down that road with Sam Leavitt. Byron Brown, Drew Mestemaker, Josh Hoover, Brennan Sorsby, the next highest rated guys, they're all committed. Next on the list now is Deont Williams. And then Dylan Raiola. DJ Lagway is now committed to Baylor. That happened today. Rocco Becht obviously is following Matt Campbell to Penn State. The next highest rated player is Deuce Knight, who is a 5-star, but he played in 2 games at Auburn this year as a freshman. It's a real unknown there. He could be the next option if you don't feel good about Deont Williams. But how much longer is Deuce Knight going to sit out there? Kenny Minchie is going to Kentucky. Cutter Boley's going to Arizona State. I'm going in order of the quarterback rankings. Alex Mansky's going from Iowa State to Penn State. Anthony Calandra is going from UNLV to Nebraska. Austin Simmons. Next is Bo Pribula as far as uncommitted quarterbacks. I mean, then you're starting to get, like, if you got to scroll down to find the next uncommitted player, it's Bryce Baker from North Carolina, like the number 258 player in the transfer portal. After you get past Bo Pribula, I mean, you're talking about really, really thinning out your options. So it's like imperative they get Deont Williams, because if not, you really don't have a number one option. I mean, Deuce Knight could be the next one, but I've been told Ole Miss, that's probably their pivot if something goes awry with Trinidad Chambliss. There are 2 other prospects that we know LSU is interested in, but remember, they have no scholarship quarterbacks. So it's not just about adding a starter. You have to add depth as well. And I think you got to remember, it is so rare that you're going to find a place where you have 2 elite quarterbacks on the roster. Look at what Ole Miss did this past year. Like, we think about Chambliss as an elite player, but he was a Division II kid from Ferris State. He was just a backup with some experience who was going to go to Temple, then picked Ole Miss at the 11th hour. Austin Simmons was their guy. Simmons gets hurt. Chambliss has been a great story. But think about what they did a year ago as the template for what Lane Kiffin, Billy Glasscock, Charlie Weiss, what they do. You get your guy, and then you find an experienced backup, not that dissimilar from the NFL, where you've got the guy you invest in, but nobody has 2 elite-level quarterbacks on their NFL roster. So Landon Clark has tweeted he's received an offer from LSU and says he's taking an official visit to Baton Rouge on Friday and Saturday. Now, if you don't know who Landon Clark is, I don't blame you. I didn't before today either. Landon Clark is a quarterback from Elon. So Elon College, and he's a veteran player and has been productive. And when you look at the mold, 6 foot 186, sounds familiar, right? He's from Virginia. He's played 2 seasons there at Elon, played in 4 games as a freshman, then started this year threw for 2,300 yards and 18 touchdowns, ran for another 600 yards. So again, you can see the mold that they're trying to fit. You're trying to have a veteran backup with some experience. The other player that LSU is bringing in for a visit and has offered is a junior college player named Trey Guerra. He tweeted earlier today that LSU has offered. So Trey Guerra out of junior college. This is another prospect that LSU has offered. He's from Tyler Junior College in Tyler, Texas. He played in 7 games as a freshman in 24, played in 12 games this year in 2025. Threw for 2,800 yards, 24 touchdowns. He did throw for 14 interceptions, but he's also a guy that can run a little bit as well. So, and he's 6'2", so he's a little bit bigger than Landon Clark. But you can tell what they're doing. It's the same mold or model as they did a year ago. They had their high-priced quarterback in Austin Simmons, and they went and got Chambliss, a guy with some experience who was coming in to be a backup. Same thing here. They're going to go after their high-priced starter, but they're looking for a depth piece here at quarterback as well. You don't need necessarily 3 or 4 guys, because if you play your third or fourth quarterback, you're in trouble anyway. And it's not an era where you take a quarterback every year in the high school classic, guy stay for 3 or 4 years. If you got an elite level guy, you take him. It's just not how they're building rosters anymore. It's building much more like the NFL model is. So those are the names to watch at quarterback. As far as the offensive line, LSU did finally land an offensive line commitment. Jaquan Sprinkle is the first player on the offensive line to commit to LSU. Now, he's from NC Central. He's shared on social media earlier today that he has committed to the Tigers. Jaquan Sprinkle's a big old dude. He's a 6'6", 300-pounder, played at NC Central, and he's played a lot of football over the last 3 years as a multi-year starter. And the analogy I'll give you is like think in the NFL about small school guys who, maybe don't get the most notoriety, but they go to the Combine and the Senior Bowl, and, they go to Combine, Senior Bowl, they really impress, and they end up getting drafted. They get into an NFL system, and they end up becoming a really good player. We see it all the time. I gave you examples, guys like Jermon Bushrod was from Towson. Jari Evans was from Bloomsburg. Teron Armstead was from Pine Bluff. Of course, they took Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa, and that busted. But, Nick Saldivari was from Old Dominion, wasn't he? I mean, the point is you'll find guys at lower levels that maybe coming out of high school weren't really good prospects, but they developed throughout their college career and become NFL. They physically grow into their body at 20, 21, 22 years old, become really good, experienced players. Those guys just now have the opportunity to transfer, make money, and play at a higher level. So that's what you're seeing with a guy like this. So it all comes down to this evaluation. And I know I've mentioned this before, and it feels a bit nondescript, and I really hope at some point we have an opportunity to talk to Billy Glasscock, the LSU GM, on the record about this. But the thing that everybody, you just heard Gordon talk about it when he was with us. Gordon's an LSU booster who's had the opportunity to go sit at football ops and watch and talk to Kiffin and Billy Glasscock and have them explain the vision and how they do it. Like, Gordon's one of many that have had the opportunity to go do that. And I've had the good fortune to talk to a lot of these people, both that work at LSU, that are on staff, that are in administration, boosters, different people who have had the chance to go in these types of meetings, and they all say the same thing. They have a very structured evaluation process, and they are disciplined. So they know what they're looking for. Height, weight, 40 times, skill set. Think like what you're looking for at the Combine. And you put on the tape, and then you do an evaluation based on the tape. And then you bring them in for an interview, and you talk to them. And how are they personality-wise? Would they be in your locker room with teammates, all that sort of stuff. And you do an evaluation. You put a financial value on it, and you stick to it. And it doesn't matter if they went to NC Central or if they went to Alabama. you're judging the player, not the logo. And so that's the way they're going about doing this. And it's going to be interesting to see how this works. But it all comes back to the question, do you trust their evaluation? Do you trust this staff and their evaluation of these players? And when you're going to NC Central to get offensive linemen and you're bringing in quarterbacks from Elon and JUCO, it tells you they're searching far and wide. They're not just pulling up on three's portal rankings going, who's the top-rated guy? Let's go get them. I mean, a lot of people have asked about Cam Coleman. I was told, and I don't mind throwing this out there, I think we could, you could take or leave this, but it'll make sense. People are like, why is Cam Coleman still unsigned? Cam Coleman is arguably the best player in the transfer portal, elite level wide receiver from Auburn. Cam Coleman wants quarterback money. Let me not say the exact dollar amount, but suffice to say, Cam Coleman wants quarterback money. If you're putting together your roster and trying to decide, where do you make your investment? Do you really want to pay a receiver quarterback money? Or do you think I can get a really good receiver for way less than that and also get a couple of linemen and a defensive tackle? Like, I can build a roster. I mean, think about in the NFL how challenging it is when you pay a quarterback. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. You pay Patrick Mahomes $500 million, and all of a sudden, well, now you don't have money for Justin Reed. And you don't have money for Tyreek Hill. And you see the core of your roster sort of start to disintegrate. But you got to have the quarterback, right? Okay, the quarterback can overcome a lot. Spending that money on a receiver, not necessarily going to do it, especially at this level. So it's just a little bit of a, peek behind the curtain of how all this is working. And I'm going to be fascinated to see what it looks like when it's done. It's also worth noting that, we're going to get a little bit of a cooling off. And I didn't realize this as well, but I was sent this link that in the recruiting calendar. Next week, there is a little bit of a cooling off period, a dead period from Monday to Wednesday. And it's to accommodate like the travel and the attendance at the coaches convention. So you're going to have a little bit of a cooling off early next week. But until then, it's still going to be head down sprint through this weekend. And I suspect every day we're going to continue to see more visits and more commitments. So I don't think it's going to slow down really until we get into next week. And then, boom, it'll ramp up for that second wave of free agency, of transfer portal free agency. So Tigers honing in on quarterback, offensive line as they continue to build the roster elsewhere. And as we continue to have answers, we'll talk about it here. All right, we're brought to you by First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com. FirstSouthLand.com. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Your first call. First South Farm Credit, they have been first in agriculture for more than 100 years. Every farmer in the state knows. By the way, they not only help you finance your land, they can help you finance your equipment as well. Your farm equipment. First South Farm Credit. Maybe you've taken out a loan. You've done a mortgage before for your home. When you're buying land, you need to deal with someone who what they do every day professionally is help people buy land. Maybe it's that recreational hunting property. Maybe it's an investment property. Talk to your CPA. Buying land could be a great investment. First South Farm Credit can help. Maybe it's 20 acres to build your family's dream home. FirstSouthLand.com. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Go to FirstSouthLand.com. FirstSouthLand.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. We are glad you're rolling along. Got about 30 minutes left here on the show, a little less than that, as a matter of fact. Jimmy's here in 15 minutes. Did you pull Gordon his rip on? Let's do that. I want to play that for Jimmy when he's here. So we'll get Otterlock, see if Jimmy's got a pick. Certainly, I'll have a pick on the college football playoff semifinal night. And when we come back, we'll do a quick preview of that college football playoff semifinal with Miami and Ole Miss. We're about an hour away from that TV coverage beginning. Stay with us here on AFR.
AFR.
So we start the new year. What if your New Year's resolution was finally to put in a pool? Duplessis Builders can help. Y'all, go to duplessisbuilders.net. I would really encourage you to do this. If you've thought to yourself at any point, man, I'd love a pool. Maybe it's a cocktail pool. Maybe it's this grand resort style pool. Maybe it's an outdoor kitchen. I want you to go to DuplessisBuilders.net. I really want you to do this. And even if you're not, this is just a really cool feature so you can see how it works. Go to DuplessisBuilders.net. Derek and his team have done this really cool thing. Listen, they can do any type of custom resort style pool no matter how elaborate you want it. But if you go to DuplessisBuilders.net, there's a pick your pool option. Click on that and you will see 11 different designs already made out. Pick your favorite design. It'll bring up a separate page. Just click any one of them, Paul. And you can scroll. You pick your finishes, your colors, your stones, all of it right there on the website. Build your pool right now. It's incredible. DuplessisBuilders.net.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
These circumstances aren't unique to just one program. We all are faced with it. And, credit to Coach Golding to take over a program in this landscape. Tremendous respect and admiration for what his work has been over the years, and knew he was going to be a head coach. But to be able to navigate all this during this time and still have the type of success that he is having, I think it's off the charts. It's awesome. So we're all responsible to handle it and navigate and manage it as best we can.
Mario Cristobal talking about the job that Pete Golding has done. How about Mario Cristobal as well? That was a Miami team that was on the bubble to get into the college football playoff. They got in. They go beat Texas A&M on the road at Kyle Field New Year's Eve. They beat and upset Ohio State, what was a great football game. And now Miami, a 3-point favorite and 1 win away from playing in the national championship game in its home stadium, which, man, how incredible would that be? I mean, we've had the luxury of watching LSU now 4 times play for a national championship in the Dome, and they won 3 of them. We don't need to mention the other one, but just an incredible opportunity, right? And I think I saw Ross Dellinger earlier today tweet out some of the national championship game secondary market ticket prices, which are rivaling Super Bowl ticket prices, like upper level tickets in the $3,000 range for a seat, which is amazing. It's just incredible, but it goes to show you. I mean, you have a lot of Miami fans, people in Miami who can just go buy tickets in their home stadium. So what a home field advantage that would be for Miami, which is not noted for its home field advantage. Certainly not since they moved away from the old Orange Bowl stadium, which in its heyday was outstanding. But since they've moved to Hard Rock Stadium now, which has had many different iterations and names, it's hardly been an impressive home field advantage. Might just be that for the national championship game, if in fact they're able to beat Ole Miss and punch the ticket. I'll get to a little bit more about this game in just a quick second. I do have a little bit of breaking news. Was just told actually in the break. Another recruiting visit. Illinois wide receiver Malik Elzy is currently on a visit to LSU. Source just confirmed that to me over at Football. It's fine. I don't need I know we always do the breaking news. I just don't have a lot to say about Illinois wide receiver Malik Elzy. You got anything over there?
I like his name. I like Elzy. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
E-L-Z-Y.
That's strong.
Malik Elzy, the Illinois wide receiver. He's the thumbnail here. He's 6'2", 215 pounds. He's a junior. And I'm literally just reading his bio. He's played 3 seasons at Illinois. In 3 seasons, okay, so go back to my point about looking at a skill set, right? Trusting your evaluation. In 3 seasons, Malik Elzy has 16 receptions at Illinois. Total. 16 receptions for 213 yards and 2 touchdowns. That is not a guy that you would look at and go, gotta have him. But if they look at 6'2", 215, and he runs a 4.4, whatever, like they see the skill set, and they like the guy and how he fits, and all, like, That's how they approach it. It's so much more like an NFL draft scouting process and not like high school recruiting, where you're just going after the highest rated guys that you can get here and maybe a few developmental guys that will stay for a few. It's who fits the skill set of what you're looking for. Anyway, Malik Elzy, Illinois wide receiver, visiting LSU's campus right now. So we'll keep you posted as we learn more. Let's hear from Mario Cristobal. What about Pete Golding, who's on the other side of things right now? Obviously, trying to keep a lot of things the same there is with a lot of turnover, but as Ole Miss is heading into the college football playoff semifinal tonight.
I think we got enough guys to be able to coach and know the system and do it the right way. So mine has just been trying to keep it as routine as possible, and that's been the whole thing the entire time. This is still the 2025 season. All right, and everybody done a lot of really good things to put ourselves in a position to be able to do this. And I wasn't trying to change everything. This is about finishing out the 2025 season the right way with whatever we have to do that.
I know you're fascinated to see how this game goes tonight, and we'll get Otterlocks and see what Jimmy has to say about it tonight. The pick is posted at louisianasports.net if you want to get Jimmy's pick. I'll tell you just candidly, I was surprised that Miami was favored in this game. And I do have a tremendous amount of respect for Miami's defense. I picked Miami to beat Texas A&M for that reason. They are so good on the line of scrimmage. They can run the football and they play defense. And I thought that defense was really going to give Texas A&M trouble, which they did. Now, I didn't have a strong feeling one way or another on the Cotton Bowl with Miami and Ohio State. This game, though, is one where I think Ole Miss offensively has been so good and so explosive, and mostly I think it's Trinidad Chambliss' ability to make plays when plays aren't there. I mean, Georgia created a lot of pressure, but Chambliss has shown the ability to make plays in the face of pressure. I have no doubt that Miami is going to create issues and create pressure on Chambliss, but he has shown time and again the ability in the face of that pressure to evade it and make plays. Look, that's what he did the whole game against LSU. It wasn't designed quarterback runs. It was his ability amid chaos to go make plays, and he's done that all year. So got to believe that they're going to find a way to get going a little bit offensively, Ole Miss. I think the question more is, do you trust Carson Beck and that Miami offense to be able to match them if they need to, or can they dictate the style? I always say styles make fights, and these are two different styles. Miami's going to play defense and run the football. I mean, they have an outstanding running back that they are going to want to line up and run the ball in Fletcher and shorten this football game, and it'll be fascinating to see if they can do it. But, man, it's one of those things where I don't know that I can bet against Ole Miss right now. It's just the way that they're playing, riding this heater, and they got a special dude under center taking the snaps. I will be pulling hard for Miami in this football game. But, man, you made me pick. I think I'd take the Rebels, see if they can get this one done tonight. So we'll see where Jimmy falls on it when he's with us coming up right after the break. We are brought to you by Parrish Construction and Roofing. Do business with someone you know. That's me and Terrio and Tilly and Joe and our whole staff over at Parrish Construction and Roofing. Yo, we're expecting rain tonight and a ton of rain tomorrow. I want to remind you, when it rains, this always happens. 2 ways to find out if you got roof damage. Number one, you let us come do a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. We'll get up there, walk it, mark it, chalk it. It's totally free to do this, by the way. Photos of a full roof inspection. Or wait till it rains, you get water in your house. And one of those options is better than the other, so let us come help you out. We have, of course, a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. By the way, if anyone charges you for an inspection, run the other way. And, if we have financing available as well. So if you need to replace your roof, we can finance the whole thing. If your insurance does approve the replacement and you have to pay the deductible, you need help, we can help you finance the deductible as well. We're going to work with you to get your beautiful roof, do it right. Our crews are friendly, and they're going to be super clean and take care of your property. So we'd love to help you out. ParishBuilt.com, ParishBuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing, ParishBuilt.com. All right, it is after further review. We've got one thing left to do, find out what we're betting on tonight. So Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks when we come back. Picks are up at LouisianaSports.net. We're keeping an eye as well on the tracker over at LouisianaSports.net for this portal tracker. If you haven't bookmarked that page yet, highly recommend you go do this. If you go to LouisianaSports.net, like right there, the very first thing, the top story is the roster tracker, and it's everybody. It's the players that have announced they're staying, the players that are in the portal, the ones that have entered the portal where they've already committed. For example, Teron Francis recently committed to West Virginia. That's all there. The LSU portal additions, and then the names of guys that are reportedly visiting or have visited LSU. It's all there, right there at LouisianaSports.net on the homepage. So go bookmark that page on the website. All right, it's AFR. Jimmy's here next. Stick around.
AFR.
We're brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Spell it out. Hey, remember, our friends at River City's 1 Hour Air, they have more than double the amount of 5-star Google reviews of the next closest competitor. That's because they hire great people and they keep their people because they treat them well, they have great pay, great benefits, and they have a family-like atmosphere over at River City's 1 Hour Air, continuing education. They invest in their people, so you get the best people. Like Britton, who's been over to my house. And Christy sent this 5-star Google review. Britton was efficient and professional. He explained issues and concerns so I could understand them and make an informed decision. Great service. Another 5-star Google review. Got an issue with your heater? River City's 1 Hour Air can help. 752-0001, 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades. But our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on this Thursday edition of AFR. We always appreciate Blazia and the great team over at Decision Critical, our Thursday sponsor all throughout the year. DecisionCriticalBR.com. It's not just healthcare. It's healthcare for your lifestyle. DecisionCriticalBR.com. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go. Nope. Let's not go around the SEC. One thing left to do. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. It's time for Otter Locks. We did it.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Hey, Otter. What up?
What's happening? What's going on, Matthew?
Another day. Looking forward to this game tonight. I'm not going to bet it because I want to cheer very much against Ole Miss, but I think Ole Miss is probably the play. What say you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm betting on Ole Miss tonight. I also like the alternate line. I mean, that place kicker is a real weapon. LSU certainly showed some interest in him, and Ole Miss up the price on keeping him for next year. But I mean, he's hitting 55-yarders in the net like they're nothing. And the pressure of all pressure kicks to the walk-off from that he just drilled. So man, he's a weapon with an already explosive offense. But look, Ole Miss is a more consistent team over the course of the season. Their only loss is at Athens against Georgia, where they led by 9 points in the fourth quarter. They got them on a neutral site, and they outgained them by 140 yards. I mean, everybody was giving Georgia just as much of a chance as Ohio State and Indiana entering the field of 12. I didn't. I thought that Indiana, Texas Tech, and Ohio State were the only three that could win it all. I'm down to one as far as that's concerned. But Trinidad Chambliss is the best player in college football right now. If his team would have gone undefeated, look, if he was playing quarterback for Indiana, he'd have won the Heisman. They were so good up front, but he's just doing it all. He's limitless, minus size. I don't care about a pro prospect, but playing at this level, he can move, he can throw with accuracy, he protects the ball. He can get you a first down with scrambling when the play breaks down. I mean, we all saw the Sugar Bowl. I mean, nobody is playing at that level. I mean, he's a Johnny Manziel with discipline. I mean, he's really playing at a high level.
Yeah, it's
and
been great.
I just think I'm rolling with the best player in football. I'm curious to see because the Miami front the defensive front is so respected. If they go a little bit more tempo to try and wear them out a little bit. And, we've seen the the Malzahns and the Heupels and the Kiffins come in here initially, and they want to go hyper speed, and they realize, man, my defensive front is all banged up by the middle of the season and by the end of the games. You can't do that in the SEC. But this game in this spot, I'm curious. Also, we don't have player props, but I do think Malachi Tony is going to have a big game against this Ole Miss defense tonight. So I like Ole Miss and plus the 3.5. It's been teetering between 3 and 3.5.
1 minute remaining.
Expected action coming in late last night that drove it down from 3.5 to 3. I also like at DraftKings the alternate line. Give me that same situation, tied late in the game. Minus 2.5 is plus 160. Minus 2.5 is plus 160. We already have Northwestern in basketball plus 12.5. They have an early lead, 18-16 at Michigan State.
By the way, there's also a 30% boost over at DraftKings, so go take advantage of the boost there as well.
I did as well. I got that one. There you go. Always take those boosts.
Where are you tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow Friday, Rufino's.
It's a new place on Highland Road called Rufino's.
We'll look forward to it. I wish you no luck tonight. I hope you lose all your money because I want Ole Miss to get their ass kicked.
Me too. Okay, let's go.
Thanks,
all
Al.
right.
We'll see.
Good
That's
luck.
that's Jimmy out. I'll be at Rufino's tomorrow. Okay, that's going to do it for us as we get on down the road. Muse, Paulie, appreciate it. You missed anything, AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org. We'll be back tomorrow at 3. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, I had an awesome dinner last night at Supper Club. Jetted out of here, went over to Supper Club, had dinner with the clients, with folks over at Our Lady of the Lake. Had an awesome time. Tried the Australian Wagyu. I'm telling you, there's always something. We actually did a little family style. We ordered a few different things and shared. So we had the Australian Wagyu, which was melt in your mouth, outstanding, cooked to perfection, a chef's kiss. But then also we had the sea bass, so a little surf, a little turf. And I'm telling you, if you love fish, even if you don't love fish, you will love the sea bass. Whatever you order at Supper Club, it's going to be the best thing you've ever had. I love telling you about that veal parm. It's amazing. This giant veal chop. Aside from the steak, might be my favorite thing on the menu. We had some tuna poke. It's just, no matter what you order, you are going to have an exceptional dining experience. And when it comes to the experience as well, no environment beats Supper Club any night or for a special night. SupperClubBTR.com.
Trust isn't given. It's earned. On the field, I trust my team. For my healthcare, I trust the lake.
Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.